playing of our national anthem this evening and the presentation of our nation's colors by our very own honor unit with distinction, Barren County High School Army JROTC. Tonight's color guard is commanded by Cadet Command Sergeant Major Isaac Shackelford and consists of Cadet Captain Will Pointer, Cadet Staff Sergeant Abigail Davis, Cadet Major Christian Merritt, and Cadet Major Mason Smith. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barren County High School Gymnasium for Kentucky High School women's basketball action. Our game this evening is between the visitors on the scoreboard, the Glasgow Lady Scotties, and the home team on the scoreboard, your very own Barren County Trojanettes. And now introducing the starters for the Lady Scotties. Starting at one guard, number 3, Kayla Brantley. Starting at one guard, number 15, Ansley Atwell. Starting at 1-4, double 0, Ashanti Gore. Starting at 1-4, number 10, Amanda Lee. And starting at 1-4, number 24, KJ Hughes. The Lady Scotties are coached by Justin Stinson.
All right, here courtside, running a little behind, so it's how things work out sometimes, but we're ready for basketball here on a Friday night, on the Friday after Christmas, and a big crowd coming into Trojan Gym for this big District 15 doubleheader. The Barren County Trojanettes and the Glasgow Lady Scotties. The Lady Scotties in their Columbia blue, white numbers and letters. And the Trojanettes will be in their home white. Trojanettes across the front of their jerseys in burgundy outlined in gold with burgundy numbers outlined in gold. Barren County's bench to our left from our broadcast view, and the Lady Scotties down to our right. And as Robert Bauer gave me a call about 4 o'clock this afternoon, stating that he would be here at tip-off, he really is, ladies and gentlemen.
I told you it'd be tip-off. No time to spare.
You did. All right, well, the McDonald's keys to winning. We haven't thrown those in yet.
Well, we got to get acclimated back to being in Kentucky and just kind of pick up where we left off. I think it's good for us to be challenged like we were in Colorado, not necessarily lose, but it happened, and to a good team, that's okay. Get back playing here, start the new year. Well, it's not really new year, but it's kind of a new season or second half of the season against a good quality opponent. I think it's good for we need to play well against Glasgow.
Absolutely. Mackenzie England, the jump circle. Ashante Gore for Glasgow. Johnny Brown will toss it up. Will be set to go. Barren County moving left to right. Glasgow right to left. And it is going to be controlled Glasgow. And here's Hughes driving to the bucket and lays it in.
That was just kind of a fluke to start. It got batted around, and she was wide open for a layup.
2-0 Glasgow lead. They're in a 2-3 zone defensively. Bertram gives it out to England. Swings it left side to Mallory Pettigo. Mallory Pettigo dumps it down in there to Bush. One dribble trying to go up with it. It's blocked. Gore comes up with a basketball for the Lady Scotties. Gives it to Adwell. Glasgow coming off a 44-25 win over LaRue County on Saturday. Driving to the bucket. Here's Lee. Puts it up and in.
They've got a lot of good length and just a lot of players that do what they're supposed to, and Amanda Lee is one of those.
Glasgow comes in ranked 4th in the region. Barren County number 1 in the region. And trail here against the Lady Scotties 4-0. Cross-court pass to England on the right side. Back over the left side it goes to Mallory Pettigo. Out tops Bertram. Back over to Mallory Pettigo. Really backing into that 2-3 zone. And he goes right side over to Bailey Pettigo. Back to Mallory. Here's a shot from 17 feet off the right side. Bailey Pettigo with a rebound, double team. Throws it away as Adwell jumped in front of Mallory Pettigo. Turnover by Barren County. And we're going to get a foul on Bailey Pettigo for moving into the back of Adwell.
That was on number 22, Bailey Pettigo, and that's her first.
First foul of the basketball game. Glasgow with a 4-0 lead. And Lee will toss it out to Adwell. Adwell gets the screen from Gore. Angles off right. Goes underneath to Gore. Puts it up. It's blocked. England comes up with the ball. Gives it off to Bailey Pettigo. As she gets it in front court quickly. Loops it over the right side to Bertram. Bertram now picks up her dribble. Bounces out long. Out front to Bailey Pettigo. Trying to drive. Left to the lane. Lost the handle but dished it back out to Mallory Pettigo. Fires it back out to Bertram. Bertram around to the right side. Crossover dribble. Back out to Mallory Pettigo to reset.
Glasgow zone's really active. As I said, they're really long. There are not very many holes in it.
Left side, Bailey Pettigo. Cross-court pass over to Bertram on the right. In the middle to England. Turns. Goes over the left side. Bailey Pettigo dumps it down to Bush. Back out to Bailey Pettigo. Mallory Pettigo bluffs the three. Goes it right down the lane. Banks it up. It's no good. Ball tips out long. Loose ball on the floor. And it's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to go back to Barren County.
Got 2 offensive rebounds now. Neither one, or the first one we could have went right back up with. We didn't. We'll see if we can get a second chance point here on this possession.
Bailey Pettigo on the left wing. They go into Bush. Ball knocked away. Try to go to England with it. And Glasgow off another Barren County turnover, leading 4-0.
Got to be an offensive threat. You got to square up and at least look and see what you have.
Goes out top to Lee. Going to be a foul on Mallory Pettigo. Her first, team second.
Can't get in foul trouble. You can't get in foul trouble with Glasgow. You're going to have trouble scoring as it is, so you got to keep your scores on the floor.
Ansley Adwell with it for Glasgow, angling off to the right side. Out of the wing now. Dumps it down in there to Gore. Gore against England. Tipped away by Bailey Pettigo. Goes right in the hands of Adwell underneath to Gore. She traveled, but no whistle. Ball tips out. Trojanettes want to run with it. There's Bailey Pettigo in the crowd going under. Blocked. Back out to Bertram. 3 in the air. No good. Ball pops out. Bush going for the offensive rebound. Goes back in the corner to Bailey Pettigo. Back over the left side, Bertram. Bertram now steps back behind the arc. We'll give it back out to Bailey Pettigo to set up. 4-0. Glasgow on top. 4:43 to play here in the first. Left side is Bertram. Back out long. Around it goes to Bush. Right side, Bailey Pettigo. Bailey Pettigo back to Mallory Pettigo, and around the horn it goes to Bertram. Bertram dumps it in there to England. England kicks it back out. Bertram straight away, 3 in and out. Rebound taken by Gore for Glasgow.
3 offensive rebounds and haven't scored on anything yet.
Ansley Atwell with it for the Lady Scotties. Angles off right off the screen from Amanda Lee. Drives at the baseline, hooks it down. Bad pass, but Lee there to grab it. Shoots over England, got it.
Yeah, had a chance to go get it when we were kind of timid. Got to go get the ball. Glasgow's just being a little bit more aggressive.
Here's a pass underneath the Bush, and she puts it up and in. Threw it right behind the Glasgow defense.
Perfect pass. Was that Bailey that made that pass, I think?
6-2 the score. 3:50 to play, first quarter. Needed a bucket right there. England off the right side is Adwell. Double team. They go down to Gore. Gore inside against England. Puts it up. Banked it in.
Strong move.
8-2. Lady Scotties on top. 3:30 to play. First quarter. Mallory Pettigo with a basketball for the Trojanettes. Gets across the half-court line. Glasgow stays 2-3 zone defensively. Out to England. Right side it goes to Mallory Pettigo. Back out now to Bertram. Bertram goes left side to England. Swing it back to the right. It comes to Bertram. Out top, Mallory Pettigo. Here's Bailey Pettigo. Long range left side. Cross courts it. Back around the perimeter to the left. Bailey Pettigo high arching 3. No good. Rebound taken by Gore. Glasgow has it running the other way. 2:55 to go in the quarter. 8-2 Glasgow lead. Ansley Atwell with it for the Lady Scotties. On the high post, it goes to Gore. Out to Lee. Out between the circles. Left side is Adwell. Back out to Lee. Got Bailey Pettigo guarding Adwell out there. Hands it back to Adwell. Down to 2.5 minutes to go. 8-2 ball game. Adwell driving against Bailey Pettigo. Dishes it off over there to Bradley, who handles it for the first time tonight. And now Lee back out front with it. Leaves it with Adwell. 2:17 to go in the quarter. Adwell crossover move, drives, goes to the bucket, puts it up, it's no good. Battle for the rebound, and England claims it. Gives it off to Mallory Pettigo. Long pass down to Bertram, goes under, puts it in and draws a foul.
Pretty obvious where we're going to have to score all of our points right now in transition.
Hughes picks up the foul. That is her first. Lady Scotty's first of the ball game. Hughes is going to check out. 5'6" sophomore. And in for the Trojanettes is Carly Delk. 5'7" junior. Comes in for Jalynn Bush. Bertram, a 63.2% foul shooter. Puts it up. It rolls off the rim. Rebound to Gore. Bertram voted the number 2 player in Region 4. Bailey Pettigo, the CU signee, number 7 player in Region 4. Here's a baseball pass down to Gore. Goes up over England and drops in.
Tried a little pressure, but we were very timid again and confused about our rotations. They took advantage.
It is 10-4 Glasgow. Bailey Pettigo on the left side, 15-footer, high arching shot goes in.
Tough shot. Glasgow hasn't given us anything easy in the half-court offense.
10-6. In the middle it goes to Adwell. As Bertram guards her, they give it down in the corner to Page. Page brings it out of the wing. Back in the corner to Adwell with 1:25 to go here in the quarter. She brings it back out front. Adwell working around to the right side. Here's the lob, backdoor, knocked away, out of bounds. They'll say it went off Gore's fingertips. These 2 Trojanettes went for it. Barren County's basketball, Jalynn Bush back in the Trojanette lineup for Mackenzie England. Minute 10 left in the quarter, 10-6. Glasgow leads it. Here's Mallory Pettigo with the basketball. Left side over to Bailey Pettigo. Out front now to Delk. Swings it right to Mallory Pettigo. Back over to Delk on the left side. Lobs it back to Bertram, top of the key. Back to Mallory Pettigo. 3. Good!
Good ball rotation. Glasgow couldn't quite rotate as quick as the ball.
For the People's Bank 3-point shot. People's Bank and Glasgow working for you. Barren within 1. It's 10-9. Glasgow, 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Adwell with the basketball for the Lady Scotties. And now Adwell around the top of the horn. Works to the right side. Gives it off to Page. Page now throws up a long 3 that's no good. Rebound to Bailey Pettigo. Going to get a foul. I believe it's on Adwell, and that is her first. That'll be Glasgow's second of the half.
Prevented us from getting out again in transition, where we have almost half of our points.
And KJ Hughes comes in to replace Amanda Lee for the Lady Scotties. 17 seconds to go in the quarter. Barren County with the basketball, trailing 10-9. It's Mallory Pettigo, right side to Bertram, back to Mallory Pettigo, out front between the circles. Left side Bailey, back to Mallory. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Bertram, pass deflected up in the air, knocked around, and it's loose on the floor, picked up by Delk. That'll do it for the quarter. After 1, it's Glasgow 10, Barren County 9. We'll return after this break. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Backcourt side, Barren County High School. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer, statistician Sarah Kate Pettigo. The Trojanettes trailing the Lady Scotties 10-9 as we start quarter number 2. Sponsored by A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home. Reminding everyone, please don't text and drive. It's Barren County's basketball to start the second. The inbounds pass comes to Mallory Pettigo. Mallory Pettigo going to the right side over to Bertram. Back out to Mallory out front. Trying to get things set up here against Glasgow's 2-3 zone on defense. Angling off to the right side. Mallory Pettigo down in the corner to Bailey. Inside Delk, back to Mallory. Over it goes to Bertram. Bertram steps back behind the arc. We'll bring it back out to Mallory Pettigo. Back to Bertram on the left side. Back out to Mallory Pettigo. Can't penetrate. Goes right side to Bailey Pettigo. Bailey gives it back out to Mallory. Back over to Bertram. Bush running the baseline. Goes overhead and out of bounds in the pass.
Not the way you want to start the quarter. We didn't have a great offensive first quarter. We did play well defensively, and that's why we're just down 1.
Barren County picking up pressure to backcourt as it comes to Hughes. She picks up her dribble, goes to Lee. Lee will bring it across the line now. Crossover dribble, leaves it off out there with Adwell. Adwell will set things up now. Barren County, man defense, 7:08 to play here in the first half. Right side it goes to Hughes. Hughes in the corner, back out now to Adwell. Adwell putting down the dribble. Gives it in the high post there to Gore. Gore back over to Adwell. Adwell looking over at Coach Justin Stinson to get instructions. Adwell trying to go one-on-one with Bailey Pettigo. Leaves it off with Hughes. She'll circle halfway out. Gives it off to Bradley. Bradley dribbles across the key. Back to Adwell. Spin move. Into the paint. Giving it back out to Bradley. Works around to the left side. Gives it off to Lee. Lee back to Bradley in the left corner. Pitches it back out to Lee, out front to Adwell. They'll set it again. 10-9 the score. Glasgow on top. 6:20 to play here in the first half. Comes left side over to Gore. Giving it out to Bradley out top of the key. They go down and low there to Hughes. Puts it up and in and draws a foul. Hughes put down one dribble and put it up, and the foul is going to be on Bertram. That's her first and Barren County's third of the half.
Yeah, Elizabeth actually didn't create the contact. Hughes did. Power move got her the N1 opportunity. Elizabeth trailed around, got the ball in a bad position.
Shot by Hughes is good. She was only shooting 38.5% from the line. 13-9. Glasgow leads it by 4. 6:08 to play here in the first half. Mallory Pettigo with a basketball for the Trojanettes. Over to Delk. Cross-court pass comes to Bertram. They work it down low there to Bailey Pettigo. Works it out of the baseline. Hooks it back out now to Bertram. Now gives to Mallory Pettigo. Right side it goes to Delk. Delk throws it crossover to Bertram. Fires up a three-point shot that's no good. And Bush gets the offensive board. Whistle, traveling violation on Bush.
Re-entering the Trojanet lineup, number 35, England.
Mackenzie England returning to the Trojanet lineup, replacing Jalynn Bush. Now Barren County adding some pressure to backcourt. Here's Lee in a trap. Hooks it back over to Adwell. Adwell crossover dribble, gets around, trying to get around Bertram. Double team, throws it back out now to Lee. Lee wires it down in there to Hughes. She puts it up and in.
Glasgow's handled our pressure really well. 2 layups off of our pressure.
15-9. The Lady Scotties on top. 5:23 to play here in the first half. Right side, Elizabeth Bertram. Out to Mallory Pettigo. Bailey Pettigo on the left wing. Hooks it back out to Mallory. Inside, here's England. Dumps it down in there to Delk, and she puts it in for her first 2 points of the game.
That's a place we got to get the ball to, is the middle. The middle really opens things up.
15-11. Glasgow by 4. We played 3 minutes of the second quarter. Adwell with it on the right side. Dumps it down. It's deflected, but caught on the baseline by Gore. Back out to Adwell. Cross-court pass comes to Hughes. Hughes will give it out to Bradley. Left of the key. And it's stolen. Here comes Bailey Pettigo to the basket. Puts it up and fouled hard by Adwell, and that will be number 2 on Ansley Adwell, the third on the Lady Scotties here in the first half.
I don't know if she knew the situation, but that's a good challenge there to draw that second foul and could really change the game. When Glasgow goes to the bench, they lose a whole lot.
Yeah. First foul badly missed by Bailey Pettigo, 72% foul shooter. We're 0 for 2 from the line here in the first half. Dynasty Page comes in for Ansley Adwell. Second shot is missed. And rebound to Hughes. 15-11, Glasgow. 4:36 to play here in the first half. Lee with it for the Lady Scotties out front. Left side, it comes to Hughes. Hughes out top now to Bradley. Bradley throws it off in the right corner to Page. Fakes, drives the baseline. Throws it off in the left corner to Hughes. Now Hughes will fire up a long 3. Got it.
Wow. She didn't really want to take that shot, but she had all day to think about it.
18-11. Glasgow leads it by 7. Half the quarter gone. Quarter number 2. Mallory Pettigo over to Bailey Pettigo. Into England. Dumps it down in there to Delk, and she puts it in.
Same situation, high-low action as we got last bucket or a couple buckets ago.
18-13. Glasgow lead is 5. 3:43 to play here in the first half. And it's Page with the basketball for the Lady Scotties. Gets a screen from Hughes, dribbles left side. Leaves it off the left side. It comes in there to Lee. Throws it off in the right corner now to Page. Page will swing it back out. 3:25 to go in a half. Lee hands it off now to Bradley. Bradley working around the right side. Leaves it with Page. Page now picks up her dribble. Goes to Bradley. Bradley in the right corner. Drives a baseline. Throws it off in the left corner. Here comes Hughes into the paint. In traffic. Puts it in.
Back-to-back buckets by her. That was a strong move. She pump faked and went straight to the rim.
20-13. England jumper, 15-footer good.
Starting to get quicker shots, get the ball moved into an offensive scoring position.
20-15. Glasgow leads it by 5. KJ Hughes has 12 of Glasgow's 20 here in the first half, and she's got the basketball. Working around on the right side, hands it off to Bradley. Bradley left of the lane, almost walked, gives it off to Lee. Lee brings it back out against Mallory Pettigo. Now reverses back to the left side. Gives it in there to Bradley. Throws it off in the corner to Hughes. Hughes looking, covered up, giving it back out to Bradley. 2:28 left in the first half. Barren down 20-15. Bradley on the move to the right. gives it off to Page. Page dribbled it off her foot, but picked it back up. Here's a long three straight away by Hughes off the front iron. Rebound, battle for, whistle, and a foul. And they're going to put it on 0-0. That's Gore, her first, team's fourth.
That's her first, team fourth.
And Eve Jackson has checked into the Trojan Inn lineup, a 5'8 junior, averaging 4.7 points a game. Number 5 for Glasgow is Nina McMurtry, a 5'6 freshman. Averages 3.5 points a game. 2 minutes to go in a half. Barren with just 15 points. Left side, Bailey Pettigo. Cross-court pass comes to Jackson. Out it comes to Mallory Pettigo. Back over to Bailey. In the middle there to England. Turns and fires. 15. Got it from the left elbow.
Again, got the ball in a position. She's squared up and had a wide open shot. At least look at the basket every time. If you don't have anything, just kick it back out.
20-17. Glasgow lead. They've led it the entire half. Page sends it over the left side now to McMurtry. Back over to Page. Page puts down the dribble. 1:25 left before the break. Working to the left side. Back out to Lee. Now Lee working the right side against Mallory Pettigo. Hands it off out there to Hughes. Hughes now gives it off to Page. Their main point guards on the bench with 2 fouls right now, where Barren County needs to take advantage of that in this final minute of the half. Here's Lee at the free throw line. Triple team over to Page for a 3. It's off the mark. Jackson with a rebound. Gets rid of it to Mallory Pettigo. Down to Bailey Pettigo. Goes under. Pump fake. Puts it up high over the rim. And rebound in there to Hughes for Glasgow. 48 seconds to play.
Never really had her balance. She thought contact was coming, and when it didn't, she threw it over the rim.
Amanda Lee against Mallory Pettigo. Working to the left side. Gives it off now to McMurtry. Circles out with 34 seconds to play. And now they give it in the corner to Page. Page now reverses back to the right. Goes up in a basket. 22-17. Mallory Pettigo over to Jackson for a 3. It's off the mark. Lee with a rebound for Glasgow. 15 seconds to play.
Probably not the shot you want with 20 seconds left on the clock. Give Glasgow a chance to extend this 5-point lead to go to the break.
Here's Hughes working around the right side. Dumps it off in the corner to Page. Page for 3. Bottom. That will do it for the first half. Glasgow leads it 25-17 over Barren County. We'll come back with a halftime report and Trojan Academy Principal Daryl Murphy when we return after this break. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon.
big crowd. Our kids show up, their kids show up, and then both sides supporting two really good teams here tonight, Jay. Glasgow playing really well and got a good team.
Right. Of course, the Trojanettes coming off the Florida trip and won 3 out of 4 down there. Did pretty well.
That's right. My wife traveled down with them. I was able to watch a little bit of them on video, but played a couple good teams down there. It's always good to get outside of the region around Christmas time, face some teams, some different philosophies, and things that you don't normally see maybe during the season. I think they saw a couple of pretty good teams, so it's good to go down there, travel that far away from home, and go 3-1. So a good effort, I think.
Well, now that the first semester is over with, talk about how that went for you this semester at Trojan Academy.
Well, this starting my second year as a principal down there, and it's kind of interesting, Jay, because I've been a principal before at a high school, and I've been the assistant principal here. The thing that's different about the Trojan Academy is every year it's a new set of kids. You don't get to see the kids that were down there with you, and that's a little bit of a drawback because teachers and principals and counselors, we build a real strong relationship with kids throughout the year, and then they're kind of gone. And I make a trip up every day with my freshmen up to the high school at the end of the day as they come up, and I always try to run into some kids that are sophomores and see how they're doing and whatnot. So it's an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. So we've had a great first semester down there. We've got one of the largest freshman class to come through in a while. We've got 375 freshmen down there, Jay. So we're packed to the gills down there. But we've had a great first semester, and teachers are we've added a couple of new faculty members down there. Mr. Blake Crabtree, new PE teacher down there, also the new baseball coach, and Miss Rachel Rodriguez is back with us as a math teacher. Rachel was down there for a while before I was at the academy, so she's back down there. But the core of the teachers have been there for a while, and so the academy, as I have said before, is a great structured environment for our freshmen. We spend most of the day down there till about 1:30 taking their core classes, their required classes, and then at the end of the day they come either to the new building, a new innovation zone down at the new building, or they go to the ATC, or they may go to JROTC, or they may come up to the high school for an elective. So it's a great atmosphere for freshmen. They have those structured classes in the morning, and in the afternoons they're able to do their elective classes.
Well, I know you're the head softball coach, and probably a little conditioning going on with some of those players right now that are playing softball that aren't playing another sport right now.
That's correct. I mean, right now basketball is about the only thing going on, and of course Mallory Pettigo plays basketball, and she plays softball. Mallory was out last year softball-wise for us with a torn ACL, but we've got about 20 girls, Jay. We're going about 3 to 4 times a week. We condition, we weight lift, and then we're also hitting and throwing. This scenario nowadays with softball is with the rule change, you can work out with kids pretty much year-round. Now, we like to give the girls time off, but, we're right at the 1st of January. The season officially starts February the 15th, and then we have our first scrimmage on the road at Ohio County in the middle of March. So that seems like a ways away, but that'll be here before you know it. So, with the graduation that we had last year, losing Jordan Christ and Maddie Green, both seniors in the circle for us, did the bulk of the pitching for us, and Connor Gross and Hadley Hammer. We're looking for some young girls probably to step into those positions, and they've been working hard for me in the off season. We had a good fall season. Had several inter-squad scrimmages, and so we're looking for a successful softball season.
Well, Coach, looking forward to softball season, and appreciate your time, and looking forward to next semester.
Hey, Jay, thanks for having us. Pull us home on this one now, okay?
Yeah, we need to. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Coach Darryl Murphy, principal at Trojan Academy. We're at halftime. The Trojanettes are trailing the Lady Scotties 25-17. This halftime report brought to you by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. Let's look at the scoring real quickly before we go to break. Glasgow in the first half shooting 64% from the field. They were 11 of 17 overall, and they hit 2 of 4 from behind the arc. And KJ Hughes, who only averages 8.5 points a game, picked up 12 points in the first half, 10 in the second quarter alone. Dynasty Page with 5, Amanda Lee with 4, and Ashanti Gore with 4 points in the first half. For Barren County, a 3-pointer for Mallory Pettigo, 2 points for Bailey Pettigo, also 2 for Elizabeth Bertram. Mackenzie England scored 4, 2 for Jalen Bush, and 4 for Carly Delke. Jackson saw action but did not score in the first half. We'll come back with the third quarter, sponsored by A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, reminding everyone, please don't text and drive, as you're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer and Sarah K. Pettigo, our statistician tonight. Trojanettes down by 8. So we start this third quarter, 25-17. Only 7 fouls called in the first half, 4 against Glasgow, 2 of those on Ansley Atwell. And there were 3 whistled against the Trojanettes, 1 each on Mallory Pettigo, Bailey Pettigo, and Elizabeth Bertram.
Didn't take advantage at all of that foul trouble that their best player got in, Ansley Adwell. They actually increased the lead while she was on the bench.
Yeah. And Adwell will have a basketball to start the second half. Glasgow moving to the right side of your radio dial. So he'll hand it off to Amanda Lee. Working the left side. Gives it in there to Bradley. Throws it out now to Hughes. Down in the corner. Here comes Adwell up the baseline. Dumps it inside there to Gore. She puts it up. Shot over the rim. Taken by Mallory Pettigo. Ahead up to Bertram. Stops and throws it up too strong against the glass.
Again, expected contact. That's what we've done in a couple of our layup situations. You just got to be solid.
Amanda Lee in the corner to Hughes, cut off by Bertram. Back out to Adwell.
Glasgow's not going to be in any hurry. They're going to slow things down and be very methodical about things.
So the ball comes out to Adwell. Top of the key is Lee against Mallory Pettigo. Still on the dribble, gets a screen from Gore. Drives right side. Mallory stays with her, goes up, partially blocked by Mallory Pettigo on the shot. Here comes Bailey Pettigo racing down the floor with it for the Trojanettes. All the way to the hoop, lays it in.
Trying to take a charge. Hughes did, and not much contact there at all. She just blew right past her.
25-19. Barren County down by 6. 6:42 to play here in the third quarter. Here's a pass coming over to Hughes on the left side. They give it in there to Bradley. Works into the paint. Throws it off the right side over to Gore. Back out. Yeah, there's a travel on Bradley. Gore may have picked up her pivot foot, but got away with it.
Yeah, they gave her the benefit of the doubt, but that one was an obvious travel, they called. We didn't have much halftime to talk about things, but honestly, I thought we looked a lot almost jet lagged in that half. But we got to pick things up tremendously here in the second to win this basketball game.
Left side it comes to Bertram. Now Bertram will give it back out to Mallory Pettigo. Right side with Bailey Pettigo. Back to Mallory. Back to Bertram on the left wing. Cut off by Lee. Throws it back out to Mallory Pettigo. Almost 2 minutes gone here in the third. 25-19. Comes into England, and it's deflected trying to go to Bush. Turnover by Barren.
Just took for granted that was there. It was in the first half, but they made an adjustment, covered it up. Better pass gets you a layup there, though.
Here's Adwell with it for Glasgow. Hands it off there to Bradley. Goes down to the corner to Hughes on the right-hand side. And we got a whistle and a foul on England. It'll be her first foul of the second half against the Trojanettes. Glasgow basketball. Bradley will toss it in. Comes out to Amanda Lee. Swings it over the left corner. Hughes will fire away. It is no good. Batted up in the air. Taken by Adwell. Hands it off out there. She'll work with it on the dribble to the right side. Cuts back left. Off the screen. Now gets rid of it off to Hughes. Out top is Bradley. Bradley crossover dribble to the right. Out to Hughes. Hughes dribbles to the free throw line. Leaves it with Adwell. Adwell working right of the lane. Going to the basket. Puts it up. It's no good. Gore with a rebound. Back up and in.
Glasgow got 2 offensive rebounds in that possession alone. They hadn't had any for the whole game before that.
27-19. Glasgow leads it by 8. There's Mallory Pettigo. Back over to Bailey Pettigo. Swings it back to Mallory. Back to Bailey. Going to launch it. 3 in the air. No. Rebound Jalynn Bush. And a foul on somebody. It's either on Bradley or they're going to put it on Bradley, I believe. Her first, team's first of the second half.
When we take those shots, we become easy to guard. We've been tremendously easy to guard overall in the first half. We've got to find ways to drive, ways to cut, do something different on the offensive end.
Mallory Pettigo throws it back out to Bailey. Over goes to Bertram on the right wing. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound to Gore.
When we get complacent, we just start throwing up threes. Yeah. We've seen zones all year. We should know by now how to handle those zones against teams that are at the pretty much same level as we are right now, as you see Glasgow is.
Trojanettes were 1 of 6 from behind the arc in the first half. Glasgow very patient with the basketball. Here's Adwell driving, throwing it up too strong over the glass, over the rim. England with the rebound. Here comes Bailey Pettigo right down the middle. Has it blocked, trying to go up. And Glasgow back the other way. Here is Lee, off in the corner to Bradley, trying to go baseline. Picked off by Bertram. Bertram races down the court, left to the lane, goes out to the corner, fires away. It is rimming out. And the rebound taken by Adwell for Glasgow. Adwell driving to the bucket, puts it up. It is good. And a foul on the Trojanettes.
Glasgow's going to want that bucket counted, but they called it out on the floor.
We get Carly Delk and Eve Jackson to the ball game for the Trojanettes. Bailey Pettigo, Mackenzie England coming out.
Called that one on Mallory.
Yeah. 3:44 to go in the third. Barren down by 8. Here's a pass coming out to Amanda Lee. She's going to hand it off out there to Adwell.
Quick quarters, quick game, really. Not a whole lot of fouls being called. We're going to have to turn it up quick.
Here's Bradley with it, driving into the lane, scoops up the shot and banked it in.
Their offense isn't very complicated. It's just a little weave and you get close to the bucket.
Here's Eve Jackson getting the layup on the other end.
That's been the most fruitful thing for us, is just to throw it ahead of Glasgow before they can get back. I know we have 6 of our 21 that way at least.
29-21, Glasgow leads it by 8. 3:10 to play, third quarter. Adwell slowing things down, giving it over to Lee and back to Adwell.
They're very content shortening this game.
Back to Lee. Now Jackson applying pressure. Reverses it back out to Adwell. 2:47 left. Here's Adwell dishing it off out there to Hughes. Back in the corner, Adwell. 2:36 to play. Adwell now has to do something with it. Gonna have to hurry, and finally got rid of it to Bradley just in the nick of time. Here's a 3 in the air, good for Hughes.
Wouldn't be a bad time to call a timeout. We're extremely frustrated as they push that to double-digit lead.
32-21, Jackson, ball batted away. Gore trying to go with a loose ball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trojanettes. Bailey Pettigo coming back into the Trojanette lineup. Also Katie Murphy, 5'4", 7th grader, checks into the Trojanette lineup for Mallory Pettigo. Down 11, their largest deficit of the game. 2:14 to play in the third quarter.
I think we really got to think about our lineups that we put on the floor. Maybe go to a more defensive lineup right now that gets some steals and gets some buckets that way in transition.
And Murphy will toss it in as it comes into Jackson. Jackson bounces back out to Bailey Pettigo. Coming down to 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Glasgow up by 11. They've led it from the start. Jackson back out to Bailey Pettigo. Bailey Pettigo left of the key. Over to Jackson on the right side. Jackson. Pass deflected. Stolen by Adwell. Adwell to the hoop. Lays it up and in.
We're just not going to call a timeout. I think that would be perfect.
Here's a bad pass picked off by Lee with 1:43 left to go.
Can't let them play through it all the time. We got to just settle this down. It's almost the end of the third quarter. Down 13. Glasgow has a chance to extend it to 15, their largest.
Here is Amanda Lee driving to the hoop, lays it in.
That was a wide open lane, really.
Yep. 36-21 with 1:23 left to go here in the third quarter. Jackson for 3. It's off the mark. Chased down by Hughes for the Lady Scotties.
We're taking quick shots, not getting in a flow. We're just not the same basketball team that I saw before we left from Florida.
Nope. Adwell dumps it back off to Lee. Down to a minute to play in the third. Glasgow by 15. In the lane, there's a shot up and in by Adwell. Everything going Glasgow's way here with 52 seconds to go, leading 38-21. Jackson right wing, lobs it down the baseline. Bush deflected, saved inbounds by Gore. Hughes lost the handle, picked up by Murphy. Throws it up court to Bailey Pettigo. Bailey Pettigo stops for a 12-footer. No good. Short gets her, trying to get her on a rebound. A foul going to be on Gore. Her second, team second.
foul is on 0-0, Ashanti Gore, and that's her second, team second. Re-entering the Lady Scotty lineup, number 4,
Page back in the lineup for Glasgow, replacing Adwell. Barren County's basketball comes out and around the perimeter. Jackson out to Bailey Pettigo. Here's Katie Murphy throwing it into a crowd, picked off to Lee. Lee, double dribble. With 18.1. 38-21, Glasgow lead.
And been in this situation. Not saying it's a good situation to be in, but you got to respond. We'll see how we do that.
Bailey Pettigo out front with 12 seconds to play in the quarter. Over the left side. Back out Bailey Pettigo, 7 seconds. Back to Murphy. They go into Delk. Pitches it over to Jackson. Back out to Bailey Pettigo. Long three. Bounces off the rim. That's the end of the third. Glasgow 38. Barren County 21. We come back with a fourth and final quarter after this break. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Back with a fourth and final quarter as Barren County trails Glasgow 38-21. Glasgow outscored Barren County 13-4 in that third quarter.
In 5 of our 11 games, we haven't even given up 38 points for the whole game, and that's what Glasgow has gotten through 3 periods.
Mallory Pettigo will handle the basketball. Goes in the middle. Here's Bertram inside, going to the bucket. Missed it. Ball knocked down. Bradley with it on the right side. Brings it back out to Lee. Lee working against Mallory Pettigo. In the corner, goes to Bradley. Bradley will send it off in the right corner. That's Hughes. Hughes has scored 15 points in this game.
They're not offensively gifted, we'll say, but they're good enough not to turn it over and handle it in these situations.
And it looked like Glasgow lost it out of bounds in front of their own bench, but they say Bailey Pettigo got a hand on it. So the ball comes back to the Lady Scotties as Lee will toss it out to Page. Page working right side, got in a trap. Back to Lee. Gets bumped by Bertram. Her second, team's third.
That's her second, team third.
Bradley will toss it in. Right side of the bucket. Lobs it out to Page. Crossover dribble as she walked. So you got 7 minutes, 10 seconds to make up 17 points here.
We haven't scored 17 in a quarter. We haven't scored, wait a minute, we haven't scored double digits in a quarter all night.
No.
Glasgow's doing to us what we usually do to others.
Right. In a crowd, Bertram going inside, puts it in.
We made a change. We put Elizabeth in the middle of that zone. It's kind of a hot spot right now offensively.
38-23. And a foul in the backcourt on Bertram. It's going to be her third, team's fourth of the second half.
You don't have a choice but to pick them up full court, even though it hasn't yielded us very many turnovers, if any. They've actually gotten easier buckets when we extended the defense. Ball
comes into Bradley. Pressure up to Adwell. And trying to go with a loose ball, but Adwell got rid of it. They throw it down in underneath, and we're going to have a foul call.
Yeah. Had to call a foul there. She knocked her down. That was on Jalen.
That'll be her first, team's fifth.
That's her first, team fifth.
6:47 to play in the ball game. It's 38-23. This fourth quarter is brought to you by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. Trojanettes with 9 points in the first, 8 in the second, 4 in the third. And Bradley to toss it in. It comes out to Lee. Lee working against Mallory Pettigo on the left side, and a reach in. 3 on Mallory Pettigo, 6 on the Trojanettes here in the second half.
Can't really argue with any. I mean, everything we're doing is a foul. Going to put Glasgow to the line for the rest of the game now.
Lee gets it out to Adwell. Adwell drives, throws up the shot, and banks it in.
Again, nothing fancy. They're just driving down the middle of the lane.
England on the left side. In the middle goes to Bertram. There's a lot of crowd, a lot of traffic. Shot goes up. Foul going to be called.
Elizabeth's just kind of putting her head down and going to the rim right now.
Number 24, KJ Hughes. That's her
Hughes, her second personal, number 3 on the Lady Scotties here in the second half. And Elizabeth Bertram, a 63% foul shooter. 0 of 1 from the line, and she missed that one. She'll have one more. Now we're 0 for 4 from the line so far tonight.
Timeout, Glasgow. First timeout of the whole game called by either team.
Take a Coca-Cola timeout, open a Coke and enjoy the game with 6:29 to play in the game. It is Glasgow 40, Barren County 23.
I was kind of joking when I said we look jet lagged because obviously we've had all the Christmas holiday and we've been back from Florida for a while. But we really look tired. We just look like we're confused in a lot of aspects, and I'm not guessing on why we look the way we do tonight. But one of the things I'm for sure of, we played against zones all year, and we've had a lot of good games shooting the basketball, where those shots go in early, builds the confidence early. And tonight we didn't see those 15, 18-footers go in early, and Glasgow did. So it really knocked our confidence down, built theirs up, and you're fighting a losing battle all the way back.
Elizabeth Bertram at the line. Her second free throw shot. It comes off 2.
We haven't shot free throws well at all. Have we even hit one?
We're 0 for 5. Here's Adwell being chased. Throws it up court. Bradley to the basket. Missed it. Rebound to England. Off to Bailey Pettigo. Bailey Pettigo stops and pops. 15-footer. Rims off. Rebound to Lee. Had the ball knocked loose. Delk comes up with it. And we're going to get a foul called on Bradley. Her second, team's 4th. Still 6:08 to play. I've seen teams come back from 17, but boy, you're going to have to start hitting some shots. Bailey Pettigo out to Mallory Pettigo. Fakes, drives into the lane, dishes off to Delk. 12-footer left side, no good. Ball tipped out by Bailey Pettigo in the hands of Delk. England's got it now. Feeds it in there to Delk, and she puts it in. 40-25. Here's a pass deflected. Mallory Pettigo off to Bailey Pettigo. Puts it up. It is good. And a blocking foul. And it's going to be called against Amanda Lee. Her first, team's 5th.
Tried to draw the charge. No contact really at all. Kind of just bluffed and fell down. That's why they drew the block and finally get a turnover and some points off of it.
Bailey Pettigo shot it too hard, and it's knocked down by Bertram. Bailey Pettigo's got it and trying to get a timeout.
Scramble, loose ball. 2 officials had the jump ball, but nearest official to Piper got her with the timeout. And I think honestly, was it Elizabeth on the floor right there? I think Elizabeth was the only one with possession when the official gave us and granted us the timeout.
Down 13 now with 5:42 to play.
Only thing, the best thing that can happen for us right now is Glasgow kind of gets the curse of losing their composure. And in situations like that, loose ball, we got to dive on the floor. We got to take advantage of everything that we can possibly get to go our way and just hope we can make up 13 points. I mean, there's plenty of time. We cut into it right here. The ball hadn't been off the other half of the floor in the last 2 minutes, has it?
Barren County's basketball. Bertram will toss it in. Comes out to Mallory Pettigo. Left side over to Bailey Pettigo. Back to Mallory. Swings it right over to England. Back to Mallory. Penetrating to the lane. Bounce pass on the left side corner. Bailey Pettigo trying to go baseline. She's cut off. Bertram's got it. Throws it back out to England. She's going to fire up a long one. It is no good. Long rebound taken by Adwell for Glasgow. Adwell in the backcourt. Throws it long down the floor. Here's Hughes going under. Puts it up. It's good. And a foul.
Backside defense, we just kind of literally looked at each other like who's supposed to guard her, and nobody went to her on time. Therefore, rotated late, got the timeout. Or, I'm sorry, the foul.
Carly Delks first. That's number 7 of the Trojanettes here in the second half. And Hughes at the line. Hit her only free throw attempt back in the second quarter. And she hits that one. She's got 18 in this game. That is more than double of her average of 8.5. 42-27, back up to 15. 5:09 to go in the ball game. Delk with it on the left side. Cross-court pass over to England. Gives it out to Mallory Pettigo. She lost it. Down on the floor, Adwell, and there's going to be a timeout call by Justin Stinson.
Same situation as a while ago, and I think they were rightly granted the timeout.
5:01 to play. 17 has been the largest lead for Glasgow. Barren did trim it to 13. That's as close as they've been so far.
Our schedule doesn't get any easier either after tonight. So you come back from the break, and you're
got 3 games in 4 days when you come back next Friday.
A top 5 team in the region tonight with Glasgow, and then Christian County, who's a pretty good basketball team. And to add to that, you got to travel down there. Tough place to play.
So the lead's actually 16. It's 43-27.
Normally we play Bowling Green this week, and that would be one of the top contenders in the region too. But that Bowling Green game, just because of some schedules, got moved to the beginning of February.
Adwell getting picked up by Bailey Pettigo. Now Mallory switches off on her. Wants to drive. Bounce pass across under to Gore. She puts it up. It counts. And a foul.
Fouls on number 35, Mackenzie England. That's her second.
Number 2 on England.
Gore will set the line to shoot.
8 on the Trojanettes here in the second half. Gore at the line. Shot is no good. Trickles off the rim. 18-point lead, the largest of the night for the Lady Scotties. Mallory Pettigo, floater, no. Rebound in there by Hughes. And a foul on Bailey Pettigo, her second. Team's night.
I don't know what our shooting percentage is this quarter or this half, but it can't be very good. I've kind of said all along, people have asked me, is this team beatable? And I thought we played really good that first half of the season. But what I've always responded to people is when we can't or we don't hit shots, I think we're vulnerable. And that's what's really happened tonight.
Yep. 4.5 minutes to play. Down 18. Mallory Pettigo over to England. Back to Mallory Pettigo in the middle of Bailey Pettigo. Works inside. Goes up with a shot. Good.
Basket, Pettigo.
8 points for Bailey Pettigo. 45-29. And Hughes looking. Cross-court pass over to Bailey, or rather to Bradley. Bradley back out now to Lee. 4:10 to play. 16-point Glasgow lead. Adwell out front. Jackson trying to stay with her. Lost the handle. And they're going to say it's Glasgow's basketball. 3:58 left. Adwell against Bailey Pettigo. Trying to reverse it back out front in between the circles. Now goes right, back left. Off the screen from Bradley. 3:45 to play. And it's Lee with the basketball. They're going to hold on to it here. Take some time off the clock. Hughes goes baseline. Throws it out in the corner. Here's a three for Adwell. Air ball. And taken by Bailey Pettigo. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow back to the Lady Scotties.
Glasgow's really implored the let's slow it down strategy since the second quarter. When they got out to a little bit of a lead, they thought that was their advantage, and it has been.
Comes out to Adwell. Foul on Mallory Pettigo. That's her fourth. Team's 10th. And at the line is Ansley Adwell. 64% foul shooter. Has scored all 6 of her points here in the second half. Free throw, no good. Second shot rims out. Taken by England. Here's Jackson. 3 ball in the air. No. Long rebound off to Lee. Lee's in a trap. Triple team. Jump ball. Possession arrow to the Trojanettes.
We still only hit, is it 1-3 all night?
Yeah. Early in the game. Mallory Pettigo hit the only 3. Comes out to Bailey Pettigo. Back to Mallory in the right corner. 3 ball. Good. Need a few of those.
Back to 13 with 3 to go.
That's only the second People's Bank 3-point shot of the night for Barren County.
We one of, I can't find it on my stat sheet.
1 of 6 the first half.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is the most points we've scored in any quarter. 11.
We're also flirting with the most points we've given up all year, too.
Right. Be the fewest points Barren has scored this season.
Lowest point total was in our other loss to the team from Colorado.
Right. That was 58-43. Held Kings Park, New York to 19. And we scored 48 in a loss, or 44 in a loss to Thornton Horizon of Colorado. Full court pressure applied by Barren County. And Adwell will throw it in. Comes into Bradley. Now Bradley lobs it back over to Adwell. Adwell throws it up court to Bradley on the right side. 3 minutes to play. Comes out to Lee. And it's slapped loose on the floor. Scramble. Going to go to Glasgow on the alternating possession with 2:54 to play.
We started to pick it up a little bit, but the unfortunate part is Glasgow really was the one and the aggressor when you come out of the locker room. That's the time to do it. This crowd has fouled in progressively, but there was a lot of people here when this girls' game started.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to come out and be energized to play for Glasgow.
Right. And Bradley's in a trap, and they'll get a foul call.
So he reached in and got her.
Her first, the 2 shots for Kayla Bradley with 2:46 to play. 62% foul shooter. First one is good. Raven Ennis had checked in for just a moment. Mackenzie England back in now. This shot goes up. It's off the mark for Bradley. Eve Jackson with a rebound. Cross-court pass over to Jackson. Right wing 3. No good. Rebound to Glasgow. Going to get a foul or traveling violation on Hughes. So Barren will get it back underneath their basket with 2:35 to play. But trailing by 14. Trying to go baseline. Jackson in trouble. Throws it back out around the perimeter. Mallory Pettigo three. In there.
Extra pass for the open shot at the top of the key.
And Adwell to the backcourt. It's deflected, but caught by Lee. She traveled with it.
She did. I agree, Jay.
And here's Adwell to the backcourt. Going to have to hurry, get it across the line. It does. Down the right corner. Now throws it back out to Bradley. Bradley with 2:06 to play. And a foul on Jackson. Her second.
On number 32, Eve Jackson, that's her second. Bradley will set line.
11-point Glasgow lead. 46-35. Bradley at the line, 1 of 2. The first trip. And the shot's good. Raven Ennis back into the Trojan Head lineup for Mackenzie England. 47-35, Lady Scotties on top. Bradley puts it up. It is bouncing off. Barren County down 12, 2 minutes to play. Here's Ennis, left side, taking too much time, gonna have to put it up.
Gotta look to score.
Pass deflected. Adwell off the turnover. Layup is good.
And offensively, that's what our issue is. We don't have people looking to score, especially in these dire situations.
49-35. Jackson taking a move to the bucket. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. And a foul going to be called. Bailey Pettigo was surrounded by 3 Lady Scotties. And they're going to put it on Amanda Lee. Her second, team 6th.
Foul is on number 10, Amanda Lee. That's her second, team 6th.
Bailey Pettigo back in the corner to Mallory Pettigo. Can't shoot the 3. Back out to Bailey. Trying to penetrate into the lane. Going under. Puts it up. It is no good. Rebound to Gore. Giving it to Lee with 1:22 left. Up court to Bradley. Bradley. And a foul on Jackson.
Foul is on number 32, Eve Jackson. That's her third. Bradley will set line to shoot 2.
Bradley for 2 shots. Shooting 50% on 2 of 4. First one is no good.
Well, 14 I think is a little undoable with a minute left, but ultimately this is going to be a good win for Glasgow. 2 of their losses are to Bowling Green, who I consider one of the top contenders to win this region.
Yep. 50-35 as Bradley connects on the second one. Cross court pass to Jackson. Out to Mallory Pettigo, gives to Ennis. In the middle there is Bailey Pettigo. Throwing it back out, 3 for Mallory Pettigo, goes short, out of bounds.
And ultimately it's still December. I mean, got a long way to go. Glasgow's exposed some weaknesses tonight that we've definitely got to work on if we want to rectify this the next time we play them. Jump ball, we'll get it.
Yeah. 1:02 left. Bailey Pettigo came behind to tie it up.
They've got just a makeup of a team that causes us problems because they can make such a zone really look long.
High arching 3, no good. Jackson back up, no good, but a foul.
And when we don't make threes to really extend the zone, they can pack it in, which means less and less holes.
3, Kayla Bradley. That's her third, team 7th. Jackson will step the line to shoot 2.
Eve Jackson, 2 shots. First one is no good. Barren has not hit a free throw tonight. 0 for 7. That one's no good.
That would probably be something that hasn't happened in a long time, if ever.
52 seconds to play. Glasgow is going to win this. 50-35 is the score right now. And they're going to go 2-0 in the district. Barron's going to drop to 2-1.
Yeah, and the number 1 seed's important because you play Monroe. I think that's who you'd want to play,
right,
instead of having to play Allen, who gave us a really good game in here the other Friday.
Here's Bradley in a trap and going to get a foul. It's on Eve Jackson, her 4th, with 27.4 seconds to play. Bradley will go to the line once again for the Lady Scotties. Barren County will drop to 10-2 on the year. As I mentioned, 2-1 in the district. Glasgow goes to 9-3 and 2-0 in district play. First shot's good for Bradley. 51-35.
Got a week to work on things, though. Don't play, as you said, the next Friday night.
Bailey Pettigo shows it back out to Jackson for three, and it's in there.
That's a popular play where you just kind of drive and then shuffle it to the trailer.
Yeah. 3 threes in the fourth quarter, but not enough for the Trojanettes. 51-38. Here's a lob back over to Adwell. 5 seconds to play. Falls down, should be a travel, no call. Ball gets loose, and that is going to do it. Glasgow is going to win it, 51-38 over the Trojanettes. We'll come back with a CPC Commodities post-game report in a moment. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Glasgow got the lead early. We just never really got in the flow.
No, we didn't. We didn't make shots, and that's one thing that I felt like hurt us a little bit, and kind of our momentum kind of changed whenever we usually make those shots inside, and I know you can't count on those all the time, and you can't depend on making the easy shots all the time, and we just didn't do a very good job overcoming, their zone. They were wide, and the middle was open at times, and I don't think we thought that it was. And of course, we went through a few trips where we hit Kinsey and then Carly and then boom, and then we got away from that. And I just back to the drawing board, and again, we got to make shots.
Of course, Glasgow came in. I think they shot 60% for the game, 21 of 35, and of course, we were taking a lot of threes tonight. Only hit 4 of those. 3 of them in the fourth quarter, but, too little too late, I guess.
Yeah, it was, and that's one thing, we were usually really, really selective in our three-point shots, and I feel like maybe the zone kind of felt like we felt like we had to take those shots, and really, that's what they want us to do, and, we bought into that, and unfortunately, we weren't making those tonight, and, even free throws. I mean, it was all around just not a very good shooting night for us.
Yeah, I was looking at that 0 for 8 from the foul line, which we've never done that before.
No,
never.
And I promise, we went 15 for 15 in one game when we were in Orlando. I don't know if it was we liked those rims or what it was. I don't know. But again, like I said, I can't fault the kids for their effort. I think they played hard and they fought the entire time. I think we woke up a little bit, and now we know we've got to work even harder and practice, get in the gym, and keep shooting. And And, it's okay. That's what
It's
we tell
just
the kids.
December.
It's okay.
It's just December.
That's exactly right. I don't want to be playing our best right now, and I can. For a team to shoot 60-something% like that, that's pretty darn good. Hats off to them for that.
So Glasgow's 2-0 now. You're 2-1, and you really need to win the second half of the district games in order to try to get that number 1 seed. With I guess Monroe County be the next. Is that right? The next district game that we'll play. But you've got a tough schedule coming up here in early January, starting next Friday night. Another week off, and you go to Christian County, who's one of the top-rated teams down in western Kentucky. And then you turn around and play Warren Central on Saturday. Then you go to Thomas Nelson on Monday, and then you got Warren East on Tuesday. You're going to have 4 games in 5 days when you come back out of this 1-week break.
It is a tough stretch, but I think it'll make us better, playing that many games back-to-back. And, again, we just got to bounce back from this one. It does matter, but it doesn't really in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, we just got to keep getting better.
Coach, appreciate your time.
All right, Jay, thank you.
Thank you. Coach Piper Lindsay and the Trojanettes falling to the Glasgow Lady Scotties tonight by a score of 51-38. And our coach's comments brought to you by CPC Commodities. Proven on our farm, made for yours. As we look at the CPC Commodities postgame report. And the postgame stats brought to you by CPC Commodities. Glasgow in the second half, 10 of 18 from the field, 55%. They were 21 of 35 for the ballgame for 60%. They hit 3 for 7 from behind the arc, and they were 6 of 12 from the free throw line for 50%. Led in scoring tonight by KJ Hughes with 18 points. She scored 12 in the first half. She was the only Lady Scotty in double figures. Ansley Atwell scored 8. Ashanti Gore also with 8 points in the game tonight. Kayla Bradley scored 6. Amanda Lee had 6, and Dynasty Page had 5 points in the game. For Barren County tonight in the second half, 9 for 27 for 33%. The Trojanettes were 17 of 44 for the ball game for 38%, only 4 of 18 from behind the arc, and 0 for 8 from the foul line tonight. Not one player scored in double figures, and the team low 38 points, the fewest scored by the Trojanettes this season. 9 points for Mallory Pettigo on 3 threes. Bailey Pettigo scored 8. She was 0 for 3 from the foul line. Mackenzie England scored 7, knocked down a 3-point shot. 6 points for Carly Delk. 4 for Elizabeth Bertram tonight. 2 baskets, 0 for 3 from the line. 2 points for Jalynn Bush and 2 points for Eve Jackson, and that was all the scoring. Barren County falls tonight 51-38 to the Glasgow Lady Scotties as they drop to 2-1 in district play. Glasgow improves to 2-0 in district play with 4 of 5 games, or 4 in 5 days, 4 games in 5 days, starting next Friday night on the road at Christian County. We'll come back and get set for the boys portion of our broadcast, the Trojans and the Scotties. It ought to be a dandy as we'll return with more coverage of Barren County sports right here from Barren County High on 103.7 Nash Icon. 165 and a junior. 10 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. Warren Cunningham in his 11th season with the Barren County Trojans. Assistant coaches Matt Gardner, Lee Johnson, Jared Browning, Will McCoy. Gavin Withrow, 5'9 sophomore, averaging 8.5 points a game. Landon Key, 5'11 senior, averages 4. Will Bandy, 6'6", 215, a junior, 16.6 rebounds a game. Aiden Niken, 6'4", 190, freshman, 10 points, 7.2 boards. And Cody Lane, 5'11", 153, junior, averaging 0.8 of a point a game. There's your lineups brought to you by SCRTC. And our officials for tonight's game. Same three we had at the girls' game. Mark Curry, Tony Brown, and Brian Morgan. And the game officials sponsored by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. As we get set for the Farmers RACC Jackie Browning Memorial opening tip-off. First quarter of action sponsored by Citizens First Bank. Citizens First, come grow with us. And what are McDonald's keys to winning for the Trojans tonight?
I think you're more intense and you're more physical than they are. I think that's about as simple as you can make it tonight. You do not let Nick Sorrell have a very good game. I think we have done a good job with that in the past. That doesn't mean he won't go off for 30 tonight, but we have contained him based on my memory from the games last year. All their starters but one averaged double figures as you went over there, so they have a lot of people that can put it in for them and put points on the board. So it's not about one person containing him. It's just about getting in there, being more physical, and bringing some intensity defensively and really offensively as well.
Glasgow will be in gray uniforms tonight with the Columbia blue letters and numbers outlined in white. And the Barren County Trojans in home white with burgundy and gold Trojans scripted across the front of their jerseys.
Glasgow's not, I don't mind them. They're not my favorite all time, but all these kids are rolling their pants under now. You notice that? That's like the new fad where they've actually bringing back kind of the shorter shorts from the, what would that be, the 80s? Instead of
now when they had them in the 70s when I played, they were like
way short.
Way short.
You wouldn't go out in public like that now, would you?
No.
So yeah, the Fab Five started that back in the early 90s with Michigan with the long shorts, and now they're kind of going away from that with the tighter, shorter ones.
Aiden Niken for Barren County, Bowen Haney for Glasgow. Barren County moving left to right here in this first half. Glasgow right to left. Tony Brown will toss it up, and here we go. And going to the floor is Cody Lane, and they're going to call a traveling violation. He came down with a basketball.
Unfortunately, I think that counts as a possession for us, so they don't actually give Glasgow the basketball and the arrow. We'll see if that's how they interpret it. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's a tough break to start the game when you've only got 3 seconds off the clock, but won't do you in for sure.
Haney with it on the right side, sends it down to the corner now. And working with us out to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick on the dribble, guarded out there by Landon Key. He'll get rid of it off to Bradley on the right wing. Bradley wants to drive, throws over to Haney. 3 in the air is no good. And rebound, Cody Lane had it, but couldn't retrieve it. Kirkpatrick comes up with a basketball, and Glasgow keeps it alive. Bradley, left side, Sorrell. Sorrell backs away deep, and he'll bring it back out front. Sorrell gets a screen out there to Kingery. Now they go back to the left side. They bring it back out to Kirkpatrick. Almost a minute gone. Only one shot been taken. Kirkpatrick wants to drive with it now. Left of the lane, tipped away, stolen by Withrow. Gavin Withrow going to the basket, flips it up. He lost his balance. Tried to get a foul, and they're going to call what?
A walk.
Traveling violation on Sorrell as he came out of bounds with it. Lost his footing.
Good defensive minute, even though we gave up an offensive board, and Gavin tried to race the rim, but that wasn't a race he was going to win.
Trying to go into Niken, tipped away. Kingery comes up with a basketball.
Yeah, he was defended, couldn't get his hands up to actually make the catch.
And Sorrell with it against Cody Lane. Crossover move, cross back to the left, spin move, jumper 15, good.
Gets their first bucket. Got free on a one-on-one move.
Gavin Withrow with a basketball to be guarded by Bradley. Bradley, the only senior on the Glasgow team. Here's Landon Key over to Withrow on the left side. Dumps it in there to Brandy. Turnaround jump shot in the lane. Bounces off. Tipped away, and Haney comes up with it. Gives it to Sorrell. He'll go right side with it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick crossover move. Floater in the lane. No good. Crashing aboard is Aiden Niken. Niken pushing it down the floor for the Trojans. Niken. And goes out of control. Going to have an offensive foul as he ran into Sorrell.
That's a tough charge to take. It was a really tough charge to take, honestly, but Sorrell did a good job not planting himself before and committing. He slid with Niken as he went actually to the middle of the lane and made square body contact. Can't argue much with the call.
Sorrell with the basketball for Glasgow. Right side, Bradley. Kingery comes to set a screen, but Bradley goes the other way, lays it up and in.
Yeah, faked one way, got us going that way, and had an open layup. 4-0.
Gavin Withrow picked up early to backcourt by Bradley. Gets it across the midcourt stripe. Right side it goes to Niken. Niken out top lane. Over the left side to Withrow. Now here's Landon Key for a three. No good. Up high for the rebound is Bradley for the Scotties. Ahead up to Sorrell. Sorrell goes under, lays it in.
Yeah, timeout. Glasgow takes it 6-0. Miscommunication. Well, really wasn't a miscommunication. It was just a missed assignment on the defensive transition.
6-0 Glasgow, 5:25 to play here in the first quarter as we take a Coca-Cola timeout. A lot of games in holiday classics, Christmas tournaments, holiday hoops. A lot of teams around the area involved and those around the state of Kentucky and even out of state.
Yeah, a lot of teams do the before and or after Christmas tournaments. With the way this game falls, being the Friday after Christmas, we couldn't do both. And honestly, I don't like it when you do both. That's just a lot of games. You don't get much of a break. But back to action here, 5 minutes to go, down 6-0.
And Withrow gets rid of it over to Niken. Niken, spin move, goes underneath to Key, and he lays it in.
Well-designed set, good call out of the timeout. Got us a for-sure bucket.
6-2. Sorrell with it for the Scotties. Gets rid of it to Bradley on the right side. Bradley swirls around, and he'll fire it up and in from about 14 feet away.
Right now they're a little more athletic than we are, getting to the rim, making moves.
8-2. Scotties on top. Niken with it, top of the circle. Over to Key on the right side. Out to Withrow. Withrow gives it over to Lane. Fakes a three. Drives into the lane. Pump fake. Can't shoot. Gives it back to Withrow on a bounce pass. Bandy, long three. Bounces high and in.
That's the friendliest of bounces.
For the People's Bank three-point shot for Will Bandy. Makes it 8-5. They dump it down in there to Kingery. It should have been an offensive foul as Bandy went to the deck. Missed the shot, Bradley. And inside underneath, and Niken lays it in.
I like the move from the freshman. Learned from his previous mistake. Hopped around Sorrell, who was trying to take another charge on him.
8-7. Barren trailing by 1 after trailing 6-0. Bradley with it on the right side against Withrow. Gets a screen from Bowen Haney. Haney on the right. Drives in the lane. Here's his jumper. It's short. Niken with a rebound for the Trojans. Niken with a basketball, taking it all the way to the rack, lays it up too strong, follow good for Bandy.
Timeout Glasgow now as we bounce back to take a 1-point lead.
9-8 after a 6-0 start for the Scotties. Barren County has come back to take a 1-point advantage here.
Going a 9-2 run.
9-2 run.
And really, you say Aiden Niken was a little bit of a catalyst for that run. When he is able to get up and get that rebound, his ball handling ability allows him not to have to wait for a guard to come get it. He just takes it one end to the other. That allows Glasgow to have trouble setting their defense up, and that's how he's got a couple of buckets.
Mason Griggs in the ball game now for the Trojans, 5'11" freshman, averages 5 points a game.
Plays Gavin Withrow.
As Tayshawn Bradley bounces it off to Sorrell. He wants to drive against Lane. Pumps it up. It's partially blocked. Niken comes up with a basketball. Niken races down the floor. Shovel pass underneath the key, and he lays it in.
Again, all because he's able to get that board and go to the other end. Nice assist that time from Aiden.
11-8. Trojans now with a 3-point lead. Sorrell driving against Lane. He cuts him off out to Bradley. Left of the circle. Bradley against Griggs. Wants to drive. Bounce pass broken up in there. Loose on the floor. Still loose. Bandy's got it. Gives it off to Niken. Back up to Bandy. Bandy out of the right side. Trying to lean in for the shot. Go!
Not going to get that call. We're initiating the contact, but that's still a heck of a shot to make.
7 points for Will Bandy. Now the lead is 13-8 for the Trojans.
Yeah, 13-2 run now.
Here's Sorrell against Lane. Shot won't count. Going to get a foul call.
Yeah, he was laying on it as he was trying to drive down the rim. That's the first foul or second foul of the whole game.
And Tay Pointer is checked into the Trojan lineup. 6-foot freshman.
Tay
comes in for Cody Lane.
He had a breakout game in the Christmas tournament. What was it, 5 threes?
Yeah, 6. Had 6 threes. Timeout by Glasgow.
That's a timeout Glasgow doesn't want to take. That's their second timeout of the quarter, trying to get it out under.
Trojans now with 3 freshmen on the court. With Niken, Pointer, and Griggs. Coca-Cola timeout with 2:42 left to go here in the first quarter. Trojans with a 13-8 lead over the Glasgow Scotties.
Well, the difference is the intensity. Just a little bit more intense, going high for the rebounds, getting quickly the other way, see what you have. If you don't have it, slow it down, but you've got the option to kind of do what you want with the offense. And I think we're doing a better job defensively, staying in front of their kids that want to drive the basketball and not giving them easy shots.
And Sorrell will toss it in. They stack it up. Right side of the lane. Sorrell still looking. And it gets into Kingery. Kingery has a shot blocked by Bandy. We're going to get a foul on the next try, and it's going to be on Pointer. His first, team's third. And we're going to get Michael Harbison and Tyler Bush in the ballgame now. Bush, 6'1 junior. Harbison, 6'3 senior. Still got 3 freshmen on the court right now for the Trojans. Underneath comes to Haney. Easy. Too easy.
And that was a freshman mistake. You got to switch the screen-to-screener play.
13-10. Griggs with a basketball against Bradley down the right side. Reverses it back out. Now reverses back to the right. Hands it off out there to Harbison. Harbison puts down the dribble. As he brings it out, wants to drive against Kingery. Goes to the bucket, scoops it up. It's no good, but a foul. They'll call it out on the floor. And it will be on Glasgow's Robert Kingery. That is his first and Glasgow's first of the ball game. Gavin Withrow returning to the Trojan lineup for Mason Griggs. 2:20 to play, first quarter, 13-10. Niken out to Bush, gives to Withrow. Dumps it in there to Niken. Niken working inside, up and under, shot, won't go, but he draws a foul.
Smart right now. Niken's just a little bit smarter than the defenders he's going up against right now to draw the foul that time with the up and back at him.
Bowen Haney's first personal, number 2 on the Scotties. Here in the first half, Niken at the line. First shot is good. Kind of laid up there like an egg and fell in down through the twine.
Got a couple of friendly bounces. That one.
Niken at 65.5% from the line. Swish on the second. 15-10, Trojans on top. 2:12 to go, first quarter. As Sorrell gives it on the right side to Kingery. Kingery sends it out to Haney. Swings it left side. Sorrell leaving Pointer, going to the basket. Going to get a foul as he went up.
2 quick ones on Tay. Actually, they didn't call it on Tay. They called that one on Harbison.
Yeah, it's going to be his first and Barron's fourth of the half.
You
2 shots for Nick Sorrell.
I'm sorry, Jay. You can't go for the steal when you have no backside help. Or if you're going to do that, at least you're going to have to communicate a little bit better and rotate.
Sorrell, a 58.5% foul shooter, hits the first to make it 15-11. Second shot is on the way, and it spins out. Bush with a rebound. Withrow, getting pressure in the backcourt. Long pass down to Pointer. He's almost falling out, threw it away. Haney's got it, up to Bradley. Bradley drives. Here's a shot in the lane, in and out, and follow no good. Battle no good. And taken in there by Kingery, trying to back out to go up with a shot, and they'll get a foul called on the Trojans.
They jumped real quick into a 2-2-1, and we didn't respond well.
2 on Harbison, 5 on the Trojans now. And Robert Kingery at the line, a 69% foul shooter. First one's no good. Will Bandy going to return to the Trojan lineup for Michael Harbison. Minute 45 left in the first. Barren County 15, Glasgow 11. And the second one's no good for Kingery. Niken with a rebound for Barren. Bounces it off to Withrow, back to Niken. Niken gets it across the line against Kirkpatrick. Stops, he's in a trap. Throws it in there to Bandy. Bandy shot goes up no good, but a blocking foul on Sorrell. It'll be his first, team's third.
That's what you call literally splitting a trap right there with dunking between it and getting it down to Will.
And Will Bandy, 7 points here in the quarter, 78% foul shooter, puts it in the air, it's no good. They'll get one more with a minute 31 to go here in the first. Bandy fires and got that one. 8 points for Will Bandy, 16-11, Trojans on top. Minute 30 to go here in the first. Sorrell with it for Glasgow. Trying to direct some traffic out there. Right side, going to pop up a long three that is no good, and Niken claims a rebound. Niken down the middle, feeds it off to Bush on the right side. Throws it back across. Pointer jacks it up for a three. It's way off the mark. Bush with the offensive board. Goes back up, falling away. Banked it in.
Banked it. Almost banked it too hard, but it banked and stayed.
For a People's Bank shot. And it's 18-11. The Trojans lead it by 7. Tayshawn Bradley giving it out to Haney. Swings it left side of Sorrell. He'll bring it out to the top of the key. Over to Kingery. Hands it off out there to Kirkpatrick. 15-footer straight away. No, missed it badly. Bush with a rebound. Trying to clear it out. Lob pass up to Niken. Here comes Pointer. He'll drive to the bucket. Lays it up. It's good.
Nice casual scoop to the hoop there by the defense to extend the lead to 9. 30 seconds to go. I'd say Glasgow will take the last possession.
Sorrell with it for the Scotties. Right side it goes to Bradley. Got Pointer guarding Kirkpatrick out there. And here's Sorrell splitting the defense underneath the Kingery, and he lays it in.
Yeah, you can't let him do that.
20-13. Here's Niken, and he gets hammered. They wanted to go for one shot, and with 8.4 seconds to play, the foul is on number 20, Robert Kingery. That is his second, Glasgow's fourth. And Aiden Niken at the line, 65.5% foul shooter. Canned a couple a little bit ago. He's got 2 here. First one is no good.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is let Glasgow have a 2-for-1, which you're going to do, but get no points out of your one.
Kingery goes to the bench with 2 fouls, replaced by Landon Frazier. Second shot's good for Niken. Caleb Hester will check in for Aiden Niken for the Trojans with 8.4 seconds to play. Here in the first quarter, 21-13. Barren on top. The inbounds pass comes to Kirkpatrick. 8 seconds to play. Kirkpatrick trying to get open. Now swings it back to the right side. And here's a shot going up. It's no good, but they'll get a foul called with 1.1.
No, Tyler had really good defense there. He was squared up. He didn't go up under him, but that's what the official said.
Nick Sorrell for 2 shots. And the first one goes up, and it's good. He's got 6 points in this quarter. 21-14 with 1.1 to play. And the shot goes up. It's good again for Sorrell. 21-15. Not going to get a shot off in time. And that will do it for the first quarter. Barren County 21, Glasgow 15. We'll come back with the second quarter in a moment. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer and statistician Kayla Spillman here with us courtside in Barren County, with the Trojans leading 21-15 over the Scotties. Second quarter is brought to you by A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home, reminding everyone, please don't text and drive. It's Glasgow's basketball to start the second. And we've got Chase Jones, number 22.
I don't know.
In the ball game. I'm not motioning him to come back off the floor.
Uniform issue, I don't know what the uniform issue is.
I don't know.
I don't think he checked in right. He didn't get to the scores table in time. That's what the issue was.
Landon Frazier handles the basketball, gives it off to Bradley. Bradley, jump shot, free throw line, good.
Give him a little bit more space because you want to cut off the drive, but then they knock down a 15-footer, so they're hard to guard.
21-17, Barron's lead is 4. Early in the second period, as Withrow handles the basketball out front of the left side. Straight away over to Pointer. Back to Withrow. Gives it to Bush. Bush wants to drive. Spin move. Shot goes up. No good. Rebound in there by Haney. Gives to Frazier. Up to Kirkpatrick on the left side. Crossover move. Cut off. Spin out to Frazier. Bluffs the three. Dumps it down in there to Bradley. Bradley has to bring it back out to Sorrell. Over goes to Bradley, deep on the right side. Bradley's going to fire it up. Three in the air. No. Bush with it for the Trojans. Pushing it down the floor. Angles off right side. Gives to Hester. Throws it way back out front to Withrow. Here's Bandy pulling the trigger. No. And a follow-up no good for Hester. Bush puts it back up. It won't fall.
Two good looks at a putback.
And Kirkpatrick with it for the Scotties. Right side. It's Sorrell for three. No. Almost lodged in between the backboard and the rim. Trying to save it in bounds with Bandy, and they say he was on the end line.
Yeah, he tried to throw it off Bradley, but Bradley vacated the area, and he actually threw it off one of us.
Landon Key back in the game for the Trojans. And we'll get Chase Jones, 6'4", 250 junior, in for Glasgow. Frazier will toss it in, right of the bucket. It comes out front to Bradley. Left side over to Frazier. Looking for Kirkpatrick. They're really trying to stay with him. And Bradley is going to be fouled by Withrow. His first, team 7th. That's going to put the Scotties in the bonus for the rest of the half.
It's a stark contrast to the girls' game where I don't know if there was hardly any fouls called until we had to start fouling there at the end.
Bradley at the line for one of the bonus, 56.5% foul shooter. And the free throw is up, and it's good.
Couple of free throws here by them. Going to make it a one-possession game.
21-18. Bradley got them both. 21-19, Trojans by 2. 6:25 to play here in the first half.
They're on an 8-1 run there. Carry over from the first quarter. We need to bucket right now.
Left side, there's a backdoor pass to Nike, and he put it up and he missed it.
It's 3 layups in a row we've missed.
Kirkpatrick between the circles for 3. It's off the front iron. That's his first shot he's taken tonight.
He's getting really antsy because he hadn't gotten any looks.
Yeah.
You see it by that shot.
And Bradley. And we got 3 seconds in the lane.
Actually,
for a foul.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Jones.
That'll be his first, team's 5th. With 5:55 to play here in the first half. Trojans with a 2-point lead, led by 6. 21-15 at the end of the first quarter. Key with it, deep on the right wing. Gives him the high post to Bandy. Bandy trying to work it inside there. We're going to call it jump ball. Possession arrow back to the Trojans as Kirkpatrick reached in to tie it up. Nick Sorrell returning to Coach James Willett's lineup. Comes in for Tucker Kirkpatrick. Withrow lobs it into Nike, and he got fouled hard going up.
Showed a little hops there, got up, got it at the highest point. Was met there by, was it Jones?
Yeah.
Actually, he wasn't met up high, he was met down low.
Number 2 on Chase Jones, 6 on the Scotties. And Niken's free throw is good. He is 3 of 5 from the line. Tyler Bush for Tay Pointer. Coach Warren Cunningham's lineup. 22-19 Trojans. Niken will fire it up. Bandy popped out. Bandy tried to get the rebound. He grabbed it. Now hands it off to Withrow. Back over to Bandy. Bandy wants to drive. He'll flip it up and in. Nice move to the basket.
It was.
Bandy.
Took advantage right there getting around Jones.
24-19. Lead back up to 5 for Barren County. 5:24 to go here in the first half. Sorrell, right side over to Frazier. Back out to Sorrell, top of the key. Whip it down in there to Jones, and he puts it in.
Narrow window. We should have never let that pass get through, but bad defensive position.
24-21. Barren County lead at 3. Played almost 3 minutes in the second quarter. Key with it out to Withrow. Right side it goes to Niken. Down in the corner to Bandy. Puts down one dribble, throws it back to Withrow, and around the perimeter goes to Key. Off to Niken. Left side, back out to Key. Back out to Withrow. 4:45 to play here in the first half. Dribbles off to the right, looks left, gives it to Key. Key gets a screen from Bush, flips up the shot off the window and in. Nice drive to the basket for Landon Key. His 6th point. 26-21. Here's Sorrell driving to the basket and got a traveling violation. As Tucker Kirkpatrick returns to the Scotty lineup. And Jones will go out. So Barren County with a 5-point lead, a chance to extend it here after leading by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Bush at the free throw line. On the dribble, turns toward the basket against Kirkpatrick, gives it over to Niken on the left side. Niken, spin move, throws it up in the lane. No, too strong. And battle for the rebound. Bandy in traffic. No, off the front of the rim. Back up and in. Will Bandy stayed with it. His 12-point largest lead for the Trojans now at 7, 28-21.
Battling, being more physical, especially right there around the rim. That's what we have to have.
And now Sorrell trying to get his offense set up here. Left side it goes to Bradley. Bradley might make a move on Withrow. Shot blocked by Bandy. Taken by Niken. Niken behind the back dribble. Almost lost control of it. Now he needs something off to Bush, and here's the shot. Shoot off the front of the rim.
Need an extra pass there. We had 2 open.
Sorrell, out of control.
Gonna call a foul on Gavin, though.
Yep. Going to be 2 on Gavin Withrow. 8 on the Trojans here in the first half.
It was quick to get back, but if you plant your feet there, we get a charge call.
And this is going to be 1 in a bonus for Nick Sorrell. 1 in a bonus. Mason Griggs comes in to replace Gavin Withrow. And Sorrell puts it up. It's no good. Key with the rebound. Sorrell 3 of 5 with the strike. Chance here for the Trojans to take a double-digit lead on a 3-point shot.
Need a smart last 3 minutes of the half.
Here's Bush with it out top, over to Bandy. He's got an open look. He's going to let it go. 3 in the air. No, way off the mark. Sorrell racing down the floor. Sorrell goes up over Bandy. Shot will count and a blocking foul.
Got to have a guard rotate back, especially when a big takes a 3 from the wing. He tried to get back and really didn't get in any sort of position whatsoever taking charge.
So the basket counted, made it 28-23. Sorrell's free throw is good, makes it 28-24. I think they've got it trying to get corrected up on the board. And here's Griggs with the basketball now. Hanley with Withrow on the bench with 2 fouls. 3 minutes to play.
Got to go.
Griggs working left side. Frazier really putting the pressure on. Gives to Niken. Niken wants to drive. He's cut off. Fall away jump shot. No good. Batted against the board and taken by Kirkpatrick.
Tough shot.
Here's Sorrell. Back behind him. Kirkpatrick the 3. No good. Rebound to Bush.
Got numbers.
Bush ahead. It's broken up, but Bandy there to grab it. Bandy will pop it up 15. It's off the mark. Kirkpatrick with a rebound.
Yeah, Haney got a hand in a 2-on-none break.
And it comes to Sorrell, and Sorrell is going to be fouled. And it'll be on Tyler Bush, his second. That's number 10 on the Trojans here in the first half.
We've got to make a little bit better decision with our shot selection. As I said, that break got broken up, but we still tried to force it with a 15-footer. That's one of the situations you just pull it out and use a little bit of clock, get a better shot.
Sorrell hits the first. Tay Pointer and Cody Lane have returned to the Trojan lineup. 28-25 now. 11 points for Nick Sorrell. This shot goes up, and he missed it off the front of the rim. Bandy with a rebound. Off to Niken. Niken in the front court, left-hand side, gets rid of it off to Griggs. Griggs against Landon Frazier. And now has to do something with it. In trouble, gets rid of it to Cody Lane. Back out to Griggs. His defender fell down, but they're going to call Frazier with a trip. His first team 7th, so that puts the Trojans in the bonus for the remaining 2:04 of the first half. And it'll be Mason Griggs stepping to the free throw line. 5'11" freshman. And again, there's 3 freshmen on the court now for Barren County in the ball game. Griggs 1+1, and that's going to be a lane violation.
Silly things right now. Take away 2 shots, right?
Yeah.
Take away 2 points. He hit the first one, so we had an opportunity at the second one. Thought we might have done something different defensively out of that make, but.
And it's Kirkpatrick driving, goes over Griggs and banks it in.
Not sure what defense we were in really there.
1-point ball game now, 28-27, a minute 49 to play before halftime. Right side is Pointer. Gets a screen from Cody Lane. And has to do something with it. Throws it over to Griggs on the left side. Griggs now gives to Pointer. Out top, Niken on the right wing. Trying to cut back, spin move, goes up with a shot. No, trying to get his own rebound. Tipped away, loose, picked up by Kirkpatrick.
Glasgow's really turned it up defensively.
Sorrell off to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick trying to make a move, spin move, fall away shot, banked in. Both field goals come in the last minute or so for Kirkpatrick, and Glasgow's taking the lead, 29-28. And there's a foul on Frazier. His second, team's 8th. Griggs at the line. 1-1. And Glasgow is going to bring in now Owen Riddle, 5'9", 140, a junior. He'll come in for Landon Frazier. Mason Griggs. Shot is in the air. It's good. Ties it up at 29 with 1:05 to go here in the first half. Bonus try for Mason Griggs. Got them both. Back up to a 1-point lead for the Trojans at 30-29. 1:05 to go. Kirkpatrick with a basketball for Glasgow. Brings it across. Left side over to Bradley. Back out to Kirkpatrick. He can shoot it from out there. 52 seconds to play. Back to Bradley out front. Back to Kirkpatrick. Back over to Bradley. Back to Kirkpatrick. 45 seconds to go.
And look to play for one as we're in the little bit of a zone here.
Kirkpatrick back over to Sorrell. 33 seconds to play here in the first half. As Bradley holds the ball. Gives it back to Kirkpatrick. Back to Bradley. 17 seconds to play. Kirkpatrick. Back to Bradley. Back to Kirkpatrick. Down to 8. Here's Sorrell. Back to Kirkpatrick. Back over to Bradley. Bradley's going to drive in the lane. Lays it up and in. And that'll do it for the first half. And Glasgow takes a 31-30 lead over the Trojans here at halftime. We'll come back with the Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave halftime report after this as you're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. They outscored the Trojans 16-9 in the second quarter after the Trojans took a 21-15 lead after the first period of play. This is the Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave halftime report as we take a look at some stats for the first half. First for Glasgow, they were 12 of 25 in the field for 48%, 0 for 6 from behind the arc. They hit 8 of 12 free throws, and they had 14 rebounds in the first half with just 4 turnovers. And they're led in scoring by Nick Sorrell, who has 11 points. 10 points for Tayshawn Bradley, 4 for Tucker Kirkpatrick, 2 for Robert Kingery, Bowen Haney with 2, and Chase Jones with 2 points in the first half. For the Trojans, 11 of 27 from the floor for 40.7%, 1 of 5 from behind the arc. Trojans were 7 of 10 from the charity stripe, had 19 rebounds. They out-rebounded Glasgow 19-14. 7 of those were the offensive end. Turned the ball over 5 times in the first half, 3 block shots and 2 steals. Will Bandy leading the way for the Trojans, 5 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 3 behind the arc. 12 points and 5 rebounds for Will Bandy. 6 points for Landon Key. Aiden Niken also had 6 points and a field goal and 4 of 5 for the foul line. And 2 points each for Tyler Bush, Tay Pointer, and Mason Griggs. Gavin Withrow started the ball game, did not score, along with Cody Lane. Michael Harbison and Caleb Hester saw action, did not score in the first half. Foul situation, Gavin Withrow picked up 2, Tyler Bush with 2, Michael Harbison with 2, 1 each on Will Bandy, Aiden Niken, Tay Pointer, and Cody Lane. Scotties with 2 on Robert Kingery, Chase Jones, and Landon Frazier. 1 each on Nick Sorrell and Bowen Haney. So pretty good ball game so far. Kind of been started out. Glasgow looked like they were going to get things started early with a 6-0 lead, and then Barren County rallied back to take the lead and hung on to the lead. And it was like a 1-point ball game late in the second quarter. Glasgow right now with a 1-point advantage.
A little bit of a tale of 2 quarters. We scored 21 points in that first quarter and only managed to score 9 in the second. And it really started there at the end of the first when Glasgow went on a little bit of a run. It was an 8-1 run. They kind of carried over into the second quarter. We've had a lot of trouble, I think, with their drives. And the Bradley kid double figures already. He's getting a lot of – he's not a shooter. He's getting a lot of penetration, and he beats the first guy. We don't know what to do on the backside. We've got to have rotation. 2 or 3 guys kind of rotate over, one to help and then one to cover up the backside so they don't dish it off for a layup. So our rotations defensively have to get a little bit better. I don't know if this is not a game where you throw a little zone in there. The bad thing when you do that is, though, you could get Kirkpatrick going, who hasn't. So that's an issue, and really on our offensive end, I think we have to take better shots.
You look at his shots, Kirkpatrick 2 of 5 from the field and only 2 shots taken from behind the three-point line.
He's really not had a whole lot of opportunities to shoot the basketball. Defensively, we've done a good job covering him up. Sorrell has double figures too. We have done a good job with him, not letting him get his three-point looks. Only 1 of 11, both teams combined from behind the arc, so nobody's shooting it really well.
Well, it's a 31-30 ball game, and if you missed the girls' game tonight, well, Glasgow got the upper hand of the Trojanettes tonight. Glasgow winning the ball game 51-38 for the Trojanettes' only loss in region or district play. And so they will try to regroup to go to Christian County next Friday night, Warren Central next Saturday night, Thomas Nelson a week from Monday night, and Warren East here a week from Tuesday night. So we're going to have 4 games in 5 days coming up for the Trojanettes. Of course, the Trojans will be in action at Adair County next Friday night. We'll have the broadcast of that game from Columbia. Then, of course, we'll be at Warren Central next Saturday night for the girl-boy doubleheader. Well, we'll return after this break. This is the halftime report brought to you by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. With the Scotties up 31-30 over the Trojans, you're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon.
really 2 of those games on the road, right?
Right. We'll go to Allen County, Scottsville, go to Glasgow. And we'll have Monroe here. Monroe now 2-0 in the district. Allen 1-0. Glasgow 0-1. Barren 0-2. And the 2 losses by a total of 5 points in district play.
Seems like we've traveled all season. And I'm not sure that's going to get a lot better.
Glasgow's basketball to start the second half. And Trojans with Cody Lane, Will Bandy, Aiden Niken, Gavin Withrow, and Landon Key. Glasgow with Tayshawn Bradley, Tucker Kirkpatrick, Bowen Haney, Robert Kingery, and Nick Sorrell. Kirkpatrick handles the basketball out front on the right side. Trying to get a screen there from Kingery. They go left side over to Haney, bluffs the 3, back to Kirkpatrick. He can't shoot. Right side, Nick Sorrell. He wants to make a move. Going under. Shot goes up and in.
No different than what we saw in the first half. We really neutralized Haney and Kingery, but they haven't had to pick up the slack because the 2 guards are really doing a good job.
13 for Nick Sorrell. It's a 3-point Glasgow lead. Niken finds his way to the bucket, and he lays it in.
Good crossover move. Kind of dribbled back, centered it. Quick crossover, change of pace.
8 points for Aiden Niken, 33-32. Trojans trailing by 1. Here's Bradley. Hands it off to Kirkpatrick. Can't shoot the 3. Drives in a lot of traffic. Scoop shot hits the front of the rim, and Gavin Withrow comes down with it. Lead pass up to Bandy. Bandy, fall away shot. Banked it in off the window. 14 for Will Bandy. And Barren back on top, 34-33. Tayshawn Bradley giving it out to Kirkpatrick. Here's Sorrell driving against Lane. Throws up the shot. It's going to go in.
You can't play one-on-one basketball with him. We're going to have somebody help. We cannot be afraid to help off their bigs. And that's really what we're doing. We're gluing ourselves to them.
And so Cody Lane comes out, and back in is Tyler Bush here in the second half.
Combined, their bigs have 4 points. Going to have to help off them and force them to offensively score.
Sorrell's free throw's good. 3-point play. Now he's got 16. 36-34. Scotty's by 2. Minute and a half gone. Third quarter. Withrow with a basketball for the Trojans. And that skips off the hands of Niken and out of bounds. He'll come out, and Michael Harbison in for the Trojans. Tayshawn Bradley brings it up for the Scotties. Hands it off to Kirkpatrick. He'll give it over to Sorrell. Sorrell trying to break it down the left of the lane. Scoop shot up, rolls off the rim, but a foul.
Not sure there was much contact there.
Didn't see much there, but.
So Gavin got him underneath. Bandy was contesting up top.
That's 3 on Gavin Withrow. Shot goes up, and it's good for Sorrell. And Mason Griggs now in for Gavin Withrow. They have to sit with 3 fouls. 37-34. Sorrell puts it up and in. 38-34. Scotties, 6:09 to play, third quarter. Landon Key will bring it across. Drives left of the lane, dishes it off to Harbison. He'll bring it out. Gives to Bush. There's Landon Key. Reverse it back out to Griggs. Over the right side to Bandy. Bandy trying to make a move on Kingery. Throws it up. It is no good. Rebound Bush back up. Blocked from behind by Kingery. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Trojans underneath.
Another clean offensive rebound. We just didn't know the defender was behind us.
So Griggs will toss it in right side of the bucket. Gets it into Bandy. Goes to the basket, and he's fouled.
Harbison was used to clear out the lane, but Bandy had a couple arms hanging on him. Just not quite strong enough to get it through the contact.
3 on Robert Kingery now for the Scotties. That'll be Glasgow's first the second half. Free throw's good for Will Bandy. Point number 15. Makes it 38-35. Glasgow on top. Second shot's good. Bandy now with 16 on the night. 38-36, Glasgow by 2. 5:38 to play in the third quarter. as Bradley handles the basketball for the Scotties. On the dribble to the right side, out goes to Sorrell around the screen. Jumps it up from the left elbow. Shot won't go. Rebound to Bandy. Up ahead it goes to Griggs. Griggs, spin move. And they're going to call him for a traveling violation.
Really not a lot of numbers there. It closed quickly. It looked like we were going to have an opportunity. Again, decision making.
So Tucker Kirkpatrick calling the play here for the Scotties. Into the front court.
Zone from us. 2-3 variety.
He's going to launch it. 3 in the air. No. Had a bad kick off the right side of the rim. A chase down the corner by Sorrell.
Long rebounds are tough to get in the zone especially.
Here's Bradley driving a baseline. Going up for the shot. Good. And a foul on, offensive foul. I saw Bush go down, but I didn't see where the contact came from.
Well, I was already disappointed with our defensive rotation. And also, I'll just go ahead and say Glasgow got we got a huge break there. Because that bucket went in, too. Yeah. We go zone to kind of stop the penetration, and they got it anyway. Fortunately, we got over and got a break.
Yeah. And Bradley really putting the pressure on Griggs. Left elbow is Bush. He turns, puts down the dribble, goes strong to the basket, puts it up too strong against the glass. Didn't get a foul call on that one. Here's Bradley stopping and giving it off to Sorrell. Sorrell, and that should be a walk, but no, it's going to be a foul call.
Again, the kids making contact with us, but we're not, that's kind of an exchange where we got a break while ago.
Yeah. It's going to be 3 on Tyler Bush, 3 on the Trojans here in the second half. And they lob it out. Haney wasn't looking for it, but actually grabbed it at the right time. Haney, top of the key, right side Bradley. Back out to Kirkpatrick. 4:27 to play, third quarter, 2-point ball game. Glasgow on top. Here's Sorrell. Out to Kirkpatrick. Back over to Sorrell. In the middle goes to Haney, and a foul.
He did. He slapped him across the arm. We wanted it, but slapped him across the arm to dislodge it.
First one on Griggs. That's 4 on the Trojans in the second half. Aiden Niken returning to the Trojan lineup for Tyler Bush. Now 2 players for the Trojans. Here's Bowen Haney, can't get it to go. Batted up in the air. And here's Sorrell going back up strong and putting it in. He got 9 points in this quarter, all of them for Glasgow. 40-36. Glasgow on top by 4. Now Griggs getting pressure from Bradley. Reversing back and giving it off to Harbison. Harbison on the right side, now gives it in there to Niken. Trying to make a move into the paint, get a blocking foul. And it's on Kingery, and that's his 4th.
They let him play through it. I was a little surprised. We're just now at the halfway point of this period, and he picked that 3rd foul up early.
So Barren County's basketball underneath. Bandy out in the corner. Key will pull the trigger. It's no good. And rebound by Niken. Trying to go back up strong. It's going to count and a foul.
He really hesitated. Didn't think he had an avenue to get it back up and in, but he just literally went through. Was that Jones they called it on?
I believe they put it on Haney. And Niken at the line. His shot is too strong. Jones gets the rebound. 40-38. Trojans down 2 with 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Sorrell with it out front. Over the left side, it goes to Bradley. Back out to Sorrell. Swings it right side. Kirkpatrick. Now back out to Sorrell, trying to make a move. Left of the lane, dumps it down in there to Jones. He puts it up and in.
We cheated out. You got to protect the rim. We thought they were going to throw it out. Didn't.
42-38. Glasgow leads it by 4. Right side's Michael Harbison. One dribble out to Key. Left side is Griggs. Griggs heads into the paint, throws it out to Bandy. Left elbow is jumper. Good.
Made some tough shots. The majority of them have not been around the rim.
18 for Will Bandy. Lead is 2 for the Scotties at 42-40. 3 minutes to play.
Stay 2-3.
Bradley with it on the left side. Bounces in there to Sorrell. Here's a floater. No. Ball knocked out of bounds by Jones. And it'll be Barron's basketball. Tay Pointer and Tyler Bush both returning to the Trojan lineup with 2:53 to play in the ball game. We're in the third quarter. The Trojans down by 2, 42-40.
What was it, a 2-2-1 Glasgow picked up in really early in the game, and we turned it over. We haven't seen that at all from them.
Yeah. Griggs, covered up by Bradley, needs help, bounces it off to Bush. Bush turns, looks, off to Pointer, pulls the trigger for three. No good. Rebound, battle for, and we're going to get a foul on somebody. It's going to be on Jones. His third, team's fifth. And it'll be Griggs to toss it in, right side of the bucket. Griggs lobs it in there to Niken. He dribbles it back out. Gives to Harbison in the left corner. Out to Griggs. Now Griggs will leave it over there with Pointer. Pointer on the right side, brings to the top of the key, gives to Niken. Niken, spin move, goes up with a shot in the lane. It's too strong, but a foul going to be called.
They've got some big-time foul trouble, and they're bigs now.
That will be 4 on Chase Jones and 6 on the Scotties here in the second half.
Kingery's got 4, Jones has got 4, so not sure who they go with unless they go
can't
small.
hit the free throw. 4 of 7 now at the line. Landon Frazier comes in to replace Chase Jones. And Aiden Niken back in the stripe for one more. It's on the way. It spins out. And rebound in there by the Scotties.
Bounced all around the 4 hands we had in the vicinity, but couldn't get anybody to grab it.
42-40, the Scotties on top with 2:10 to play, third quarter. Bradley after Sorrell. In the middle goes to Haney. Back over to Bradley on the right wing. Back out to Sorrell, top of the key. Here's Kirkpatrick on the left side. He'll bring it back out, gives it to Sorrell, back to Kirkpatrick, over to Frazier. Back to Kirkpatrick, back to Frazier. High post Haney, out to Kirkpatrick, 3-ball, good, in between the circles.
Yeah, that was a deep, what was that, about a 25-footer?
Yeah. Finally gets his 3-point shot. 45-40, with a Glasgow 5-point lead now. Griggs, bounce pass, left elbow to Bush. He'll hand it off out there to Pointer. Pointer gets a screen. He'll throw it back to Bush. Bush wants to drive it in the lane. Floater short. And Haney underneath the basket to grab it for the Scotties. Over to Kirkpatrick. 1:18 to play here in the third. 5-point lead for Glasgow. Kirkpatrick left side, back to Sorrell. Right side it goes to Frazier. They go down in the corner to Bradley. Back out to Frazier. Sorrell with it between the circles. Wants to drive. Left elbow, throws it back behind him. Kirkpatrick, 28-footer, no. And rebound by Bradley. He goes to the deck. And a foul on Michael Harbison.
Got to get that rebound. They take a, he can hit it, but that's not a good shot to take. Way out.
So the 15th foul on the Trojans here in the second half. And Kirkpatrick will toss it in.
I don't know what they're doing down there. You can't see.
With 56.9 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Ball comes in the corner to Haney. He'll give it out to Sorrell. Now he leaves it with Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick back over to Sorrell. Sorrell makes a move inside, puts it up and in with the left hand. Sorrell with 11 points in this quarter, 22 for the ball game. Pointer for 3, no. And rebounding there by Sorrell. 37 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Kirkpatrick cut off by Pointer, has to bring it back out with 30 seconds to play. Glasgow with their largest lead at 7, 47-40. Over to Frazier. Gonna hold it for 1. 13 seconds to play. Sorrell trying to drive and had it swatted away, out of bounds. 4.6 left.
They've outscored a 16-10 this quarter. We really need to keep it there and not let them extend this to a 9, maybe 10-point game at the quarter break.
He scored 16 in the second quarter. Barren scored 9. And the ball knocked out of bounds.
Tried to throw it off the back of Bush.
4.2 left now. Comes out to Owen Riddle. Here's Frazier over to Haney. And now Kirkpatrick going to try to get it off in time. And going to do it for the third quarter. But Glasgow has a 47-40 lead over the Trojans. And we'll be back for the fourth and final quarter in a moment. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon. Back with the fourth and final quarter. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer. Statistician Caleb Spillman. This fourth quarter sponsored by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. Well, the Trojans have been outscored the last two quarters, 16-9 in the second, 16-10 in the third. Right now it's a 7-point Glasgow lead, 47-40. Nick Sorrell with 22 of Glasgow's 47. Barren County's basketball to start the fourth. Gavin Withrow back in the court now. Here in the fourth quarter, along with Tyler Bush, Aiden Niken, Will Bandy, and Landon Key. And now leaves in the corner with Bandy, pulls the trigger, got it, three-pointer.
Huge start to the fourth quarter, needed to pull it back within 4. That's where Glasgow had it majority of the third period. Now we got to get a stop and cut it.
The People's Bank three-point shot for Will Bandy tonight. 47-43, 7:35 to go in a basketball game. Kirkpatrick sends it over to Bradley, now to Sorrell. Sorrell wants to drive. The jump stop had it swatted away. Bandy's got it. Up court it goes to Key. Key goes in for the layup. Got it.
There's the stop and the score. Quickly back to a 2-point game. Less than 40 seconds played in the fourth.
47-45. Scotties by 2. Sorrell giving it to Frazier. Right side it goes to Bradley. Bradley wants to drive against Withrow. The shot will not count. I'm going to say it was out on the floor. And that's going to be 4 on Gavin Withrow. Team 6th.
He's hadn't been able to stay on the floor very much tonight. Trying to guard Bradley, and when he does, he goes straight to the rim.
And Sorrell on the right baseline to toss it in. Goes underneath to Haney. Missed it. Gets his own rebound. Blocked by Niken, but Kirkpatrick comes up with it. Bradley with it outside. Hands it off to Sorrell. 1 minute gone in the fourth and a 2-point ball game. As Sorrell brings it almost to midcourt. Goes right side over to Bradley. Now Bradley out to Frazier, over to Kirkpatrick. He'll give it to Sorrell. Drives against Niken. He'll put up the shot. No. Haney back up. It is no good, but a foul.
All of a sudden, Glasgow getting a ton of offensive rebounds, and we can't corral it. They get another opportunity at the line.
2 on Aiden Niken and 7 on the Trojans here in the second half. Bowen Haney at the line. 2 shots. First one's good.
Blow to any momentum you have. When you force them into a tough shot, they miss it, and then you get them right back to basketball.
Second shot for Haney. It's on the way. It's in there. 49-45.
Hadn't done a whole lot tonight, but those are 2 free throws that we'd like to have off the board.
5 of 5 in the second half. 4-point Glasgow lead, 49-45. Griggs gets it across midcourt. Bounce pass right elbow, Bandy. Now he turns and gives it off to Bush, top of the key. Now here's Griggs wanting to drive. He goes up and he gets hammered. Foul will be on Haney. His third. Team 7th. And Griggs is at the line for 2 shots. First one is good. 3 for 4 at the strike. Of course, the first one didn't count because of the lane violation.
Really, he had 2 opportunities knocked away because it was 1 above. So.
Griggs puts it up in the air, and he got them both. 4 points for the freshman. It's 49-47. Robert Kingery checking into the Glasgow lineup. He'll come in for Bowen Haney.
Haney's got 3, Kingery's got 4, right?
Mm-hmm. 2-point lead for the Scotties, 49-47. 6:15 to play in the basketball game. Sorrell trying to go off the screen. Dumps it off to Kirkpatrick. He'll bring it out. Now Kirkpatrick leaves it with Sorrell. There's Frazier. Thought about it. Back out to Kirkpatrick. Back to Sorrell, top of the key. Over the right side, it goes to Bradley. Now Bradley sends it across out to Sorrell. Sorrell trying to make a move on Niken. In the lane, and it's batted loose, picked up. Bush has got it. Long bounce pass to Bandy. He can't save it in bounds.
Throw that one up. Let him run under it.
7-2 run by the Trojans here in the fourth quarter. 49-47. As Bradley now will handle it. Kirkpatrick. Out to Sorrell. Back over to Kirkpatrick. As Key picks him up. Back to Sorrell. Right side over to Frazier. Down in the corner to Bradley. Bradley. Goes it back to Frazier. Now Frazier over to Sorrell. Floats it down low, and it's Kingery. Spin move, forces up the shot. Foul going to be on Will Bandy.
In perfect position. All he's got to do is body him up. Instead, pull those hands down. And again, another tough shot. Turns into free throws.
Bandy's second personal. Robert Kingery got the shot to drop in after going 0 for 2 at the line back in the first quarter. That's his third point of the game. 50-47, Scotties by 3. And this shot pops out. Niken with a rebound. Niken leaves it out there with Griggs. Now Griggs trying to make a move, give the right elbow to Bush, turns it back over to Key, flips it up on a reverse, and it's in there.
Wow, that was...
He had some English on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a lucky bounce. Tough shot, flipped it all the way over.
50-49. And Sorrell's cut off by Niken, throws it out to Bradley. 4:36 to play in the game. Out to Sorrell. And now Sorrell holds the ball. Going to take it against Niken. Drives, throws it up on the run. No good. Rebound in there by Bush. Bush taking it down the middle of the floor. Bush driving to the basket, throws it up and in off the window.
Tough shot. Get us back
away.
Get us back ahead by 1 halfway through this period. 4 minutes to go.
51-50, Trojans on top. Now Sorrell out front here on the right side. Sorrell on the dribble of the left hand. Leaves it in the corner with Frazier. Throws it back out to Bradley. Bradley on the dribble of the left side. And we get a timeout call. James Willett with a full timeout. 3:41 to play here in the basketball game. And the Trojans lead the Scotties 51-50. This fourth quarter brought to you by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. Earlier tonight, Trojanettes losing to the Lady Scotties 51-38. Our next broadcast a week from tonight as the Trojans travel to Adair County. That'll be a JV varsity doubleheader. We'll be on the air somewhere around, I believe, 7 o'clock for that game, 6:45 or so, because there's a JV game at I believe it's 6 o'clock. I have to check the schedule to make sure, but got a lot of games coming up after after tonight. We're off a week, but then we got 4 nights of basketball in 5 days, and 3 of them on the road.
Yeah, it's on the schedule for 7.
Of course, the boys only have 3 games, and the girls have 4.
Right. There's a lot of weeks, a lot of Saturday games, as it's become accustomed to in January. There's when you mix them up, separate the boys and girls from each other, there's a lot of nights of basketball during the week.
Nick Sorrell will toss it in for the Scotties. 3:41 to play. Out on the side across the way comes into Haney. He'll bounce it back to Sorrell. Sorrell goes right side over to Kingery. Kingery out top and around the perimeter. Here is Sorrell driving. He goes to the bucket and going to get a foul call.
Again, we tried to go for a steal and got behind the 8 ball and had to catch up. You're not going to catch up with Sorrell.
3 on Niken. That's number 9 on the Trojans here in the second half. And Nick Sorrell at the line. He's hit a bunch of them tonight. 4 of 4 here in the second half. He's 5 of 7 in the first half. So 9 for 12, I guess. With Sorrell in the ball game. And that one comes off. Rebound to Key. Tied game at 51 with 3:23 to play. Gavin Withrow back in the court now with 4 fouls. Niken with it on the left side. Trying to make a move, has it stolen away by Sorrell. Sorrell driving to the bucket. Puts it up, it's blocked. They'll get a foul call. And foul on Niken's going to be his 4th. Number 10 on the Trojans. So now 2 starters with 4 fouls. Withrow with 4, now Niken with 4. And Sorrell for 2 shots. First one no good.
Offensively, we need to call a set here. And Aiden's going down, spinning every time, so all they do is pick his pocket. They know what he's doing, so we got to change it up. We got to calm down here and get a bucket.
Second shot's good for Sorrell. Gives him 24 on the night. 52-51 Scotties. 3:06 to play in the game. Withrow dumps it in there to Bush in the middle. Bush now turns with it, gives it over to Niken, or rather to Withrow, down to Bandy. Bandy muscle his way up, reverses it up, got a foul call.
Haven't went to the post at all tonight, I don't think, with the back to the basket. That time we ran a play to set Bandy down in the post.
Tucker Kirkpatrick commits his first personal foul. That's number 8 on the Scotties in the second half, and Will Bandy's at the line for 2 shots. First one is in the air, and it's good. 4 out of 5 tonight for Will Bandy. 22 points for the 6'6 junior. Ties the game at 52.
Sorry, going to get Aiden out on this stoppage, going back to the defensive end just to save him with those 4 fouls.
Bandy hits both to give the Trojans the lead, 53-52. 2:50 to go in the ball game.
Lane back in for defensive purposes.
Robert Kingery with it on the right side. Against Bandy. Wants to drive. He carried it. Shot in the lane. It's good. Carried it. Walked.
Did everything but double dribble, and they get the bucket up 1 again.
54-53 with 2:28. And 54-53. Scotty's on top with 2:28 to play. Aiden Niken's going to return to the Trojan lineup.
That's a tough call. You got to get that one. 3 guys out there. We're out in the middle of everybody. Big guy don't normally handle the basketball. That's a tough break for us. You got to play on, though. We've got 3. They've got 2. I think the board's right on timeouts, and it'll be a long 2 minutes and 28 seconds. You all of a sudden get flashes real quick of district tournament last year where 2 teams play an even basketball game, and I think a lot of people, including myself, thought Glasgow would be a really good basketball team, which they are, but they're not head and shoulders above everybody else like I thought they could be. And one of the main reasons is without Franklin, they're just a different basketball team.
Well, and really they weren't expecting Kobe Brents to transfer either.
Right.
And so that's two really good players.
Yeah, you put Brents out there.
Made them a lot better basketball team.
Brents is a three-point option, another offensive weapon for them, and obviously Jayden's a big kid that just really takes up a lot of space and can get any rebound in the gym. So different basketball team, but we're playing extremely well tonight.
Yeah. Ball comes into Withrow. 2:26 to play. Barren down one. 54-53. Niken bounces it out to Key. And he gives to Niken. Niken, spin move, whistle. Now they're going to call an offensive foul. And Aiden Niken is just fouled out of the game. He fouled out with 10 points.
It's a huge loss for us, but again, what did he do? Went back to the spin move. How many times has he spun tonight? He's spun more times than a washing machine does in a cycle, and the kid from Glasgow has picked up on it. He's a smart player. Sorrell's offensively and defensively had a really good game for Glasgow.
.217 left. Glasgow 54, Barren County 53. Scotties with the basketball. Bradley hands it off to Kirkpatrick. Gives it over to Sorrell. Gets a screen from Kingery. He's going to drive. He'll throw it up in the lane. Good.
We can't get a charge on our end. Our guys aren't sliding over, falling down to take one.
56-53 Glasgow. 2 minutes to play. Cody Lane bounces over to Key on the right side. Out it comes to Withrow. Now Withrow sends it down to Key. Key, spin move, bounce pass underneath to Bush. He goes in traffic underneath to Bandy. Had it blocked. Going to get a foul call on Kingery, I believe. It's on Kingery. That's his fifth.
No, they didn't put it on. They put it on Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick wasn't even in the neighborhood. Well, free throw by Bandy's good.
Keep it a one-possession game as we dwindle towards a minute. Minute 43 now.
24 for Will Bandy. 40 to play. And Sorrell handles it for Glasgow, gives it to the right side to Bradley. Kingery there to set a screen. They give it out to Haney, over the left side to Sorrell. Out to Haney. Haney hands it off to Kirkpatrick, with Key guarding him. Out to Haney, over the left side, Bradley. Bradley wants to drive. Goes underneath. Here is Sorrell putting it up and in.
Kind of lost track of him.
58-55. Coach Warren Cunningham calls a timeout. This will be a full one as we take a Coca-Cola timeout. With 1:13 remaining, Glasgow with a 3-point lead, 58-55.
That's a tough bucket to give up. With just another drive, and they dished it when we helped.
Looking at Nick Sorrell, he had 11 points in the first half. Here in the second half, 17 points, 28 for the game.
I said he'd probably have 30.
The average is 21.
I mean, that was just going on and saying how well we did against him last year and kind of held it down, but he could have 30 tonight, and he does. They haven't had a ton of help from many others. It's just kind of scattered their scoring. Bradley had 10 in the first half, but we made that adjustment. We've made him catch, and we backed off of him, haven't given him the driving lanes. We did there, and he made the assist when we helped. So it's a very important 1 minute and 13 seconds, not only for this game, but really for the rest of our season.
Yeah.
You put yourself in a bad position, 0-3 in the district, much different than what 1-2 would look like.
Tyler Bush will toss it in, get some pressure in the back court by the Scotties. It comes into Landon Key. Key working to the back court, sends it over to Bush. Bush gets it across the line, trying to get it off to Withrow. Now Withrow has set it up at 1:05 to play. 3-point ball game, Glasgow on top. Here's Bush at the right elbow, off the corner. He just checks back in the game. And he's needing some help, giving it out to Key. Over it goes to Withrow. 53 seconds to go. And Withrow trying to drive in traffic lane. Shot won't go. They'll get a blocking foul on Nick Sorrell, his second. Team's ninth. Gavin Withrow at the line, a 74% shooter, has not scored tonight, but in foul trouble a lot during the night. And these are two big ones right here. Try to cut the lead to one. First shot is on the way, and it's good. Makes it 58-56 Scotties with 47.2 remaining. And got them both. Made it 58-57. Cody Lane checking back into the Trojan lineup.
Get Gavin out with those 4 fouls. Don't want him to pick up if we have to foul.
And there's Nick Sorrell bringing it up court. There's the 1-2-2 applied by Barren County. Frazier throws it across to Sorrell. 37 seconds to play. Kirkpatrick back to Sorrell. 32 seconds to go.
You have to pick who you want to foul right there.
Haney throwing it back out to Sorrell. 25 seconds to play. Sorrell, he came close to drill that ball right on the line.
He did step on the line, I thought, but Willett called timeout really close.
23 seconds to play. Timeout by the Scotties.
You had it. Haney had it right there in the middle. I don't have my computer pulled up to look at percentages, but you would think he'd be the one you want to foul. He had it just for a second, but we couldn't commit it. Is he the one you would want to look at? Probably 50% on the year. They don't have a ton of really good free throw shooters when you really look at percentages, unless I'm looking at that incorrectly.
Kingery, 1 of 4 from the line. But is he in the ball game right now? I don't think so. He had 4 fouls on him.
He's not in the game right now.
I didn't think so. So I'm not sure if you try to put Haney on the line at 50%. Or Bradley, 56.5%. Even though he's hit 2 for 2 tonight.
He's had just an off half after having 10 in the first, so.
23 seconds to play.
Sorry.
And Kirkpatrick will toss it in. Gets it into Frazier. Frazier, jump pass back to Kirkpatrick. 20 seconds left. Kirkpatrick still on the dribble. Being chased out there. Frazier is going to be fouled with 14.1. And it will be on Tyler Bush. That's his 4th. So Landon Frazier will be at the line for 2 shots. 14 seconds to play. First one is up, and it is no good. Gavin Withrow back in the ball game now for Cody Lane.
One possession game, no matter what, you got to get the rebound as you hear Warren screaming.
Frazier fires. He hit that one. 2-point game. Glasgow on top, 59-57. 12 seconds to go. Here comes Withrow. He's going to drive. He lost his footing, but we're going to get a foul called on somebody.
Warren was ready to call timeout, but he saw the lane Gavin had, backed off of it.
Frazier picks up his 3rd, team's 10th. Gavin Withrow at the line. 2 shots with 7.9 to play.
He's been in this position before, I think, hasn't he?
First one is in the air, and it's good. Makes it 59-58. Robert Kingery coming in for Landon Frazier for the Scotties. Withrow back at the line. Second free throw attempt is coming off. Ball knocked out of bounds. Glasgow's going to get it, though, with 6.8 seconds to play.
Can't be real picky who you foul now. If you don't get the steal, and Warren's going to call timeout and talk about the scenarios, but if you don't get the steal, you got to foul pretty quick.
So Coca-Cola timeout with 6.8 seconds to go in the ball game. It's Glasgow 59, Barren County 58. Glasgow will have the basketball to bring the length of the floor. We're going to put Mason Griggs back in the game. Aiden Eichen fouled out of the game. What, about the 3-minute mark?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Kevin's had a tough night, just been in foul trouble, didn't get that free throw to go down there. Wasn't that a similar situation to what happened in the Allen County game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we can use our 6.8 a little bit and extend the game as much as we possibly can. They've still got Haney and Frazier both in the, or actually they took Frazier out and they've put Kingery in. So either Haney or Kingery would be the two that I would probably pick, even though on the season Kingery's close to a 70% free throw shooter, just
Kingery's
1 of 4 tonight.
1 of 4,
You play the odds of the season or play the odds of the night. Either way, you can't let them run out. You got to have somebody back.
Sorrell will be the trigger man as he gets the ball in play to Kirkpatrick, back to Sorrell. Foul call with 4.3.
Yeah, you can't be picky. Sorrell's had a really good game, been solid from the free throw line, even though his season average is not terrific. We have 1 timeout. They have 1 timeout. Really, with 4.3, if you get a rebound, it's going to be hard to do anything but go with it and try to.
Sorrell's 10 of 15 at the strike. First one's good. 60 to 58.
We've hit 2 threes tonight. Is that right? Both of them by Will Bandy.
Yeah. Going to get a timeout here from the Trojans.
It's our last one, I think.
4.3 left. Sorrell will still have 1 more free throw to take. And a 60 to 58 Glasgow lead. He's got 29 points tonight, Sorrell. And he has missed 5 free throws.
Misses at the 2-point game, makes. We got to make a 3 to extend it.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll have the CPC Commodities postgame report. We'll get a postgame stats and coaches' comments.
Yep. I just wanted to double check. We are out of timeouts. Glasgow has 1. You wouldn't think if he made it, they would use it. Force us into a situation where we've got to make a play.
And Sorrell back at the stripe now for his second free throw shot. Here it is. It's up, and it is good. Got the bounce and the roll. 61-58. Going to have to take a 3, and it goes right in the hands of Sorrell, and that will do it. We're going to get a foul call with 1 second to play. Sorrell just jumped right in front of Landon Key. Picked up, easy pickoff.
Yeah, threw it right to him. Didn't give ourselves a chance. Another close loss, but it still goes down as an L in the column.
Foul was on, not sure if they put it on the board or not. It was on Key, I believe, was first.
It was.
Shot's good for Sorrell. 62 to 58.
Another one of those we'll categorize as a 5-point or less loss.
Yeah. 63-58. Sorrell connects. 1 second to play. That'll be it. And Barren County falls to Glasgow tonight. Another close loss for the Trojans. 63 to 58 is your final score. Glasgow improves to 7-4 on the season. They even their district record at 1-1. Barren County falls to 5-6 overall and 0-3 in district play. And a 5-point loss, a 3-point loss, and a 2-point loss in the 3 district games so far. 63-58 the final. We'll come back with a postgame report in a moment. You're following Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon.